Welcome everyone to Starfinder, the Drift Crisis, playing through the Drift Crashers AP, potentially into the Drift Hackers AP as well down the line. My name is Jericho. I will, of course, be your GM for the foreseeable future.
Your adversary.
Adversary is a good term
Hello,
to use as
Mr.
well.
Jericho.
I hate you.
All friends here.
Know that in advance.
Oh. Okay, maybe not.
I'm just only going to call you Mr. Jericho if you continue to say that.
Cool, that's fine. So, let's dive right into it. We have a lovely cast of 5 individuals. We'll get to their descriptions and their characters here in a minute or two. 3 centuries ago, Triune revealed the Drift, an endless expanse of space connecting the farthest reaches of the cosmos through defiance of the laws of space and time. This communication that was sent out, known as the Signal, contained the technological information needed to build a drift engine. And thanks to this new technology, the lives of billions across the Pact Worlds have been irrevocably changed. Voyages that once would have taken lifetimes to complete, reduced to mere days. Even to this day, 322 AG, many questions surround the Drift. Did Triune create it, discover it, or hide it before finally revealing it? The Drift has strange properties. It's inhabited by strange and little understood creatures, and each time it's used, the Drift absorbs a small piece of another plane. During these last 3 centuries, engineers and physicists have worked to understand this plane and refine technology based on it with little success. Irregardless of how well it was understood, the Drift became the cornerstone of galactic society, enabling interstellar travel on an unprecedented scale. Countless worlds flourished. Interplanetary trade and migration allowed for a massive amount of personal freedom. However, this time was not without strife. The Signal came too quickly after the gap ended, a mere 3 years. This new mode of travel caused all manner of conflict to be capable of breaking out. The Pact Worlds, the Vescarium, the Aslanti Star Empire, the Swarm. But a few of the major powers dwelling in just this corner of the universe. Conflicts between them have ignited and simmered this whole time. It is only in the last 2 decades or so that peace has been found. The Swarm has been pushed back to the Vast after its oncoming brought about peace between the Pact Worlds and the Vescarium, and thankfully the Aslanti Star Empire seems to be content keeping to themselves in their own little corner. Interestingly, though, most scholars agree that none of these wars would have erupted were it not for the Drift, as travel would have taken far too long to allow troops to mobilize and wage war on such a cosmic scale. Despite this understanding, most people do still view the Drift as a miracle, a treasure granted by divine Triune, creating a time when even the smallest settlements on distant moons are within reach. So, what happens when the Drift stops working? When people touch upon the realm of the divine and meddle where they should not? When interstellar travel, a convenience of centuries, suddenly becomes nigh impossible, and travelers are shunted through space into all manner of perils. That is the question we're here to answer as a group. Not just to read about it on a page or dictate it to anyone listening, but to experience it. And so, our story begins. Aboard a small starship, a freighter named the Marata, its namesake one of Breathida's many moons, currently travels within the Drift. Having left Triaxus just a few days prior following a relatively successful concert in the Gossamer Comet Amphitheater, this ship and her crew are making their way towards Verces for their next stop on tour. At the moment, outside the bridge stretches a boundless expanse of space, filled with a swirling spectrum of colors seeming to shift and pulse. Every now and then, shocks of violet, streaks of brilliant gold, other more pronounced colors flash through this expanse, illuminating the bridge with phosphorescent light. A view much like the stars themselves have unraveled into a sea of pure energy. Currently bearing witness to this sight and navigating the ship forward, would our pilot please describe their character?
I am playing Amara Telchaser, once a child soldier who fought against the Swarm when they invaded her home planet, now a traumatized pilot of middle age, scarred, but still looking forward to fighting the next day and being a bodyguard for a pop star. And making sure she gets to her place on time. I put an image that would be about pretty good for her face in the chat. So that kind of hair, and the only difference is that she has a star on her forehead in the kitty Gundam mark place, I call it. She's cool, stoic, and ready to save your day from a distance. All right, that's it.
All right. And as the pilot of the Marata, you know you've been in the drift for the last 2 days, and you're expecting another 2 to 3 days perhaps to reach your destination. It shouldn't take too terribly long, though, of course, you guys didn't necessarily put your money into improving the drift engine of your ship, so it is a bit lacking in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, conveniences for your passengers are what's most important, correct?
Exactly. And you've got a pop star on board. She needs
We need those luxurious crew quarters.
Just need to be washed.
Just so I can have an idea of about the way your journey is going and should go in the foreseeable future, would you go ahead and give me a piloting check, Amara?
All right, let's see how the first roll of the game goes. Pretty mid.
Okay. It's not a terribly difficult journey, especially just cruising through the drift, so it's not a bad roll to start us off with. But speaking of our pop star, would you mind describing your character as well as what you're doing right now?
Yeah. The shining star of the universe, here to put a smile on everybody's face with my song and dance. It's the lovely, the wonderful, the beautiful Kamana. Kamana is currently, she's exercising right now, because one of the very important parts of being a pop star is having endurance and stamina to be able to sing and dance for like an hour straight. So she's in, like, I don't know if the ship has some kind of gym available, but she's doing cardio, stamina training right now.
I suppose one of your many cargo holds could be used as a gym if you wished.
Yeah. And even if there's no gym, then she's just, in her room doing plain exercises.
Actually, for my check, you guys do have exercise stations specifically. That was one of the choices you brought on your ship, so
Okay.
you do have access to those.
And just a little bit more detail, as she's doing this exercise, like running on a treadmill or whatever, she is simultaneously like belting out her songs to like be able to move around and sing at the same time.
Sure. All right. Is anyone else near Kimana right now in the ship? Or I suppose I should ask, what is everyone doing at the moment? We do have our pilot, of course, driving the ship forward as they should, and we have Kimana not particularly working, but practicing and exercising, keeping that +0 con in shape.
Heck yes.
I'm probably off fixing something, doing maintenance on the stage and the lights, making sure everything's up to snuff, and performing any modifications that she's asked of me.
Well, Thinker, why don't you go ahead and describe your character then while you're at that?
Why the hell not? I'm a about 5 foot tall Barathu, so my longest tentacle to the tip of my head is about 5 feet. I'm this very much like my art. I'm this very gray but explosively colorful form on the roof. Though during performances, as I tend to sit either near the sound system or backstage, I darken the hood of my top so I don't interfere and I don't mess up her performance. Um, I work primarily as Kimana's my bad, as Kimana's roadie and mechanic, fixing up things around the ship, as well as making new gear whenever possible. Um, I've been alive for close to a century now. I just recently split off of a bigger merge. Not really sure why we merged. I just know I really just kind of had to get away from them. Wasn't the best vibe. Wasn't fun. So I'm kind of out here enjoying my first century crisis. Living life to the fullest. And I'm currently repairing some lights that got a little damaged last show as we were leaving. The technicians at the stage were horrible and badly banged up some of our lights. So I'm fixing them up.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a crafting check to, or you have engineering lore, I believe, do you not?
I do have engineering
Go
lore.
ahead and give me that roll. And see
Public?
how. Of course, yeah. See if you can get a look at the damage of this. It's nothing too major. Just some jostled connections for the most part. No, especially no aesthetic damage. Thankfully, that's the hardest to work on.
God.
So it's just pulling open one of the control panels and making sure all the wires are actually in place properly. You've done this work 1,000 times. It's super easy. And thankfully, you don't think you're up for a long night trying to make this all work.
Thank God. I definitely want to sleep at some point. You can only
Eventually.
drink so much caffeine as I hold a sippy cup full of coffee in one of my off tentacles.
That's so cursed. I love it. All right. What about our last two crew members? What are you two up to?
Their guest is probably hanging on the bridge because he doesn't really do a whole lot on the ship, so he just likes seeing what's happening at any given time.
Sure. Just watching the drift roll by.
Yeah, and maybe checking his dueling blade from time to time, make sure it's in good condition.
Sure. Well, will you go ahead and describe your character for us as you are doing that?
Yeah, he is a gray-scaled Vesk. He is 6'7", and he is built like a truck. Lots of muscle. He wears some simple Shirastu armor, and it has sort of like that red robe, half robes on it as well. And Yeah, no. Well, as much as there is to say about a being must do their best.
Not much to do bodyguard wise when you're just traveling to destination.
Right.
So, thankfully, this journey has been just as peaceful as the prior ones. You haven't had anything occur. You guys have passed a few ships here and there in the drift, but it's been a relatively empty journey as of yet.
I think you missed an atom there on that blade. Might want to sharpen it up more.
Oh, okay. He's sort of both happy there's nothing bad happening, but also he kind of longs for combat again.
Not another combat junkie. And last but certainly not least, Kian, what are you doing right now?
Kim is kind of probably like pacing around the ship on his phone, trying to contact either past or future venues or gigs, trying to book as many like concerts or gigs as he can on there, replying to emails and all that fun stuff that comes with it. But yeah, he's just probably meandering around, walking a little bit too fast. As far as what he looks like, he's kind of like a bit of a short guy, kind of guard up. He does, like, you'll see him occasionally before he goes out into like off the ship. He'll throw on like a hollow skin to kind of hide some of the scars on there, but he's you definitely would see like he's got some battle wounds from either his time as an athlete playing Brutus or who knows.
You just finished up a call recently with Maris, your contact on Verces, who is the one who got you the gig you guys are currently heading to, thankfully. They had a couple people who had some event spaces pop up and were looking to get someone to come participate, and thankfully, you guys knew that your concert on Triaxus was ending, and it'd be pretty easy to head on over to Verces to participate. So you just finished confirming everything is still good to go, the green light's all on, and once you guys get there, it's go time as per usual.
So like after that email or call on there, you'll just kind of like notify everyone. Fucking sweet talk them into getting us another gig real close. I think we can get there in in a relatively short time. Cool. And then just kind of goes to the mechanic and just so Tinker, did you get the lights fixed? We're good to go for another gig.
I believe that's to you, Thinker.
Sorry, I missed that. Apologies. What was that?
Oh.
The light and the wire
Yeah.
and I'll take a sip from my cup.
Looks like they might be giving you that decaf. You should try some of the stronger stuff. And he just says, yeah, but we do got the lights for tonight's show. Or the show whenever we get there.
Oh, fucking crap. Okay. How many other things are still in disrepair? Is it just this last light, or do I have a little bit more to do?
You've probably got 2 or 3 other things that need work on. It shouldn't take too long if everything goes according to plan. You've got 2 to 3 more days in the drift to get there.
Okay.
So you should have time to fix everything and have a little bit of time to sleep.
I'll sigh deeply. Yeah, maybe next time we stop, I can grab some nicer coffee, something a little stronger. This shit's weak as crap. If they gave us decaf for the last refuel, I'm gonna blow my hood off. I swear to God.
That's why I always make sure I bring a thermos of my own. He just kind of holds up a thermos that's like half filled of, who knows? It could probably be like toxic sludge or anything, but it's like an old ratty thermos he holds up.
I used to have this. This is a new thing. I'm still learning about this coffee shit. I got out of that last merge and I was just overwhelmed. I've told you.
Yeah. Ah, no worries, no worries. I got a couple days out, but as soon as we get there, we should be set up for another gig.
All right, that's good to hear at least. I'll finish fixing this up and then I'll go talk to I'll go talk to Kamana, make sure everything was to her liking last show. Anything you noticed that was off? You want me to fix up with the projections and everything?
Hey, it looks fine for me. I'm not really all good with all the kind of waves his hand out, the showbiz of it all. I'm just pretty much good at getting people to agree to watch it.
You're great at that. All right, I'll go talk to Kim, see if she's got any notes, and then I gotta whip up another batch of her Showtime juice.
We
Ken
don't
just
talk
kind of
about that in
laughs.
public.
We're not in public.
You got me there.
Ken kind of laughs and then just gets back on his like computer device or a phone and just starts responding back to more emails.
Absolutely. Thinker, you finish getting the last wire back in place, make sure everything's good to go before slapping the control panel shut. At the same time, I believe, Kimana, your exercise is probably coming to an end at around this time. Your time on the treadmills run out, thankfully, and the two of you sort of end up bumping across each other as you're off towards your next destinations.
So with Barathu, like, how's physical contact between it? Like, can Kim run up and hug Thinker?
Thinker's he's been with y'all for a few years at this point, probably.
Yeah. I just didn't know if there was like something toxic about Barathu that would be bad to...
Nothing inside, yeah, there's a bunch of toxic shit. But nothing externally. No. And Thinker would probably accept a hug from you, having spent so much time with y'all.
Yeah. Then as soon as Kim sees Thinker, she's gonna run on ahead and be like, Thinker! How are you doing? Good job with, all the repairs and stuff.
Very appreciated, thank you.
Of course.
I wanted to ask about the most recent performance and anything that you saw. Anything you didn't like, anything you liked. I know we did a little bit of an overhaul recently, so I'm just looking to get feedback on that, see what I can change.
So last time, like, I was pretty sure that the lights, like, they were too much on me, so like people out in the crowd couldn't really make me out because they just saw like a big human shaped kind of light bulb thing going on.
Gotcha.
So if we like lower the lights or move them around a little bit, I think that
we can try to do some soft lighting. I think I can try getting some underlighting. I think the next place will have some slots for floor lighting.
Okay, yeah.
We can move some lights off the top and get it under you. Get really just brighten up your face and really make you shine.
Heck yes. That's exactly what we want.
I'll go. Let me go rig up a few diffusers. Make sure we've got everything for that underlighting.
And Kamana will give Thinker a squeeze and then head off.
I gotta ask, does Kamana know about the celebrity serum that she's been taking? Is that something
Um,
she's aware of and that she's an active participant in?
That's actually very funny. Like, uh, 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 I think she knows that Thinker gives her, like, you know, something to help with her performance. I don't think she knows the details of it, though.
Okay. We're running low on the batch for your cocktail. Your
Oh,
pre-show. We're a few days out, so I'll make sure we have some. By the
okay,
time we
yeah.
get there, you'll be totally fine. But
Okay, thank you, Thinker. Keep up the good work.
of course, Kim. Of course. And I'll float away. I should also say I don't speak out loud. All of this is telepathic.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that. Sorry. All of this is
No,
is me speaking telepathically.
Anchor has
That
the
makes
old
sense.
30-foot limited telepathy.
Gang, gang.
So
I'll shout if I need to, but for the most part, I just telepathy.
Yeah.
just telepathize at people.
Yeah.
All right. Durgesh.
Yeah.
At around this time, as everyone else is doing their things, you receive an alert on your comms unit. While you don't necessarily take on the role of science officer when it's necessary, since computers, that sort of technical know-how isn't necessarily your wheel set, you do have it hooked up on the scanner or on the radar so that when something is noticed, you're the first one to find out, even if you're not actively looking at it. And at this point in time, you get a ping that is something on the edge of the ship's scanner.
I'll let Amara know. Amara, something on the scanner.
Oh, great. I'll run whatever stuff I need to run from the pilot's seat to bring it up.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a computers check.
Mhm.
Okay. Let's see. Gotta roll some dice myself. Alright. Your scanner has picked up another ship oncoming in parallel to your ship, but towards you at a pretty quick speed. From what you're able to easily pick up, you know for a fact that this is an Explorer-class vessel, slightly larger than your own, traveling at the relatively same speed as yours. There's only one living person aboard the ship that is humanoid at the moment, and the ship itself is unarmed.
One humanoid, unarmed, Explorer class. It's running in parallel.
Unusual for someone to solo one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely unusual. Can I get a perception check from the two of you, please? This will be our first blind roll of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, this was only +2.
Yeah, +6 for me.
Okay. Durgesh, as the oncoming ship comes into view of the bridge's view screen, it's a bit like a hammer, I want to say is the best way to describe it. The main body of the ship is relatively long and slender, the rear end a sort of tall wedge, and then the head itself a sort of wide crescent moon shape at the very forefront of the ship. Currently coming towards your guys' ship at a pretty decent clip. Doesn't seem to be rushing or anything, but just moving at the same speed as yours. Something else catches your attention, though. And while you see this before Amara does, neither of you really has time to react, because what happens occurs in the blink of an eye, yet the moment itself seems to stretch on forever. You see what begins as a flicker, this momentary distortion in space behind the oncoming ship that you think at first to just be a simple, perhaps visual glitch, yet another quirk of the drift. It's a weird place, things happen. But this flicker doesn't fade. It pulses and expands, this unnatural surge of darkened energy spreading from some hidden origin. The usual vibrant colors of the drift begin to twist and darken. The wave gathers power, grows, forming a churning mass of shadow and light that ripples outwards like an immense storm cloud. The surface of this energy wave crackles with arcs of electricity, these veins of purple lightning flashing erratically across this mass as it surges forth. Your ship's radar and scanners doesn't have time to scream out a warning to everyone on board as the wave impacts. First, the ship coming towards you, twisting that starship and sending it hurtling into the side of the Marata before the wave impacts you all. I need everyone in the party to give me a fortitude save.
Oh boy.
Jesus fuck.
Just from our sheet?
Mm-hmm. Kamana, that is a failure. That is a success for Amara, Thinker, and Durgesh.
Roll.
Yeah.
Once you, if you click the little die icon, it should then pull up a little dialog box to confirm all the modifiers and then hit roll from there. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Kimana and Kian fail. As this impact wave hits, you all jolt from the impact. Thankfully, Amara and Durgesh, the two of you are sitting in seats at the moment, and you have your seatbelts on, so you're just fine. Thinker, you float in the first place. You don't have to worry about this. Kimana and Kian, though, the sudden impact sends both of you flying off your feet and into a nearby bulkhead. Both of you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage here for me, which you can just click that little damage button, and are knocked unconscious.
Oh,
shit,
God.
no.
Thinker, you just separated from Kimana when this impact arrives, and while it doesn't affect you, you can still feel it happening. You see the entire ship kind of shift with you in it, and you see Kimana get thrown into a wall and stop moving.
I'm immediately there.
Okay.
Uh,
You can see an injury, you can see a little bit of blood from the head. She's breathing, though, thankfully.
Breathing, can I wake her up? I don't think I can project any of the from synthesized medical out.
No,
I can't. That's just consuming.
Yeah.
I just get to consume it. Oh, it's a free action?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Synthesized medical, very funny.
It's really funny. I didn't realize it was a free action. I will immediately try to get her back up to her feet.
Okay.
I assume we have a med bay somewhere.
Yeah, you guys have a med bay somewhere on the ship, so you can start bringing her towards there if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll
Has Kamana regained consciousness? at
After
this
a
point?
few seconds, you do.
That would be okay.
Yeah.
So I probably just got to her and was checking on her while she regained consciousness.
It's about a minute
Yeah,
after
she'll-
impact
she'll-
you come back.
Are you good?
She'll look up. Yeah,
Nasty fall.
I think, Thinker, what's going on?
I'll extend a
What
tentacle
happened?
and help her get back up to her feet.
Yeah.
I think
You feel
Durgas
okay,
would,
sorry. Everything good. You can feel where you are. No concussion. No injuries.
I think so. Do we have like communications? Like,
You guys all have your comms
Ju-
units. You
just
can
like
connect
a-
to one another. Yeah.
yeah.
You can pull up the group
Yeah,
chat real quick.
Kamana will.
I was just going to say, I was
Yeah.
like, but like a ship,
Mono will-
ship-wide, call out. Like, is everyone okay?
Interesting you mentioned that. Are you trying to use the ship's, like, internal communication system, or are you using your own personal comm unit?
I would probably use the ships.
It does not work.
Oh,
I'm gonna put a tentacle on
Alright, everyone's dead.
on the small book I have, resting up under my hood, along with the rest of my stuff that I carry on me at all times. Use that to ground myself and then go.
Okay.
I'll touch my communicator and everyone okay?
Something's happened. While this was going on, I would use my drift lore to try and figure out what I saw.
Give me a
Was
recall
something-
knowledge roll. As you regain your composure from the impact, Durgesh tries to call out on the ship's comms network, and instead you all hear a sort of screeching beep sound, which actually anyone who has trained in crafting or engineering lore can give me a recall knowledge roll as well, to see if they understand
Jericho.
what that is a sign of.
I think you're gonna be upset with me.
Oof, with that roll I am.
Fuck!
Thankfully, we're level 1, easy DCs. Thinker, you recognize that as a sign of the ship's communication antenna being damaged to some extent. Amara, you have no clue what that is. You've never seen or been impacted by energy waves like that in the drift before, especially ones that eject you from the drift.
Okay. This is your pilot speaking. We are out of the drift, and a ship crashed into us. This is quite unknown to me at this time. Ship's probably damaged. Engineers, get to your work. I will run scans up here.
Yeah.
Captain, it
It's
looks to me like our communication antenna's down. That's what that beeping noise is.
Got that.
Is there anything I should do right now to help out?
I think let's get you to the med bay, make sure you're okay. Don't worry. We can handle this. It's what we're trained for.
Okay.
And I'm gonna bring Kim to the medical bay.
Sure.
Did you say you were out
Thank
of
you,
the drift?
everybody. Stay safe.
Yes.
Durgesh, you are out of the drift, and since you're on the bridge and can see outside right now, you might want to be concerned. Metal and debris scattering currently in all directions. The ships, both yours and the one that impacted yours, floating listlessly near each other. And nearby, through the viewport, is swirls of fiery plasma and magnetic arcs stretching out for thousands of miles across space, burning and twisting around a nearby star, blinding waves of radiation and heat leaking out. Your ship has arrived near the edge of a massive solar storm,
Oh,
which spells death to be caught in.
That's not good. Point it out to Amara. Where the hell are we?
Link system scans.
Yeah. Are you scanning the Marata or the ship that impacted you?
First the ship that impacted me, see if anyone's alive still.
Give me a computer's check.
Public, right?
I believe so. Let me actually check if scan is blind or not.
Oh.
We'll assume it's public for now, because I can't be bothered to care that much.
Jericho,
Yeah.
what would need to be done to repair the antenna outside the ship? Would I have to actually spacewalk?
Yes, because it's on the exterior of the ship. But give me one moment, because that's not the extent of the damage.
I just hear purring.
No.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah. You are able to get a bit more information about the other ship with that at this point. You are at this point able to grab the ID of this ship. It is the Third Gate, as it is called. And at this point in time, its shields have collapsed. There are several life forms of various types aboard. You can see there's a pretty massive hole in the ship's port side cargo hold. There's a working airlock in the starboard side of the ship's lowest deck, but also signs of a radiation leak in that area. There are strange energy readings near the bridge that you don't understand. Mayhap most importantly, that ship's communication system looks to still be working.
Alright, I'll try to hail them over my comms unit.
Your personal comms unit wouldn't necessarily be able to connect to another ship's.
Alright, I'll tell others. The second ship is looking badly damaged. I'm looking for survivors. It seems to be, might be a few. Energy rings are strange. Radiation around the primary airlock. Someone's gonna have to go over there and do a spacewalk.
You say multiple life forms?
Might be, yes.
There's one before they have visitors.
Correct.
Yikes.
You mean
I was gonna
before
go
this-
step out to fix our antenna and see the damage done to us from the outside.
Before we get to that, I don't think I asked. Kien, after you come back to consciousness and you hear this quick relay across the group's comms chats, what do you do?
Oh, yeah, if Kian is conscious on there, he's gets on, kind of listens to everybody a little bit, dazed, hears there's people there, or there's other people on the other ship, and he kind of suits up, ready to either jump into battle or help them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thinker, instead of doing a spacewalk, if you wanted to go to the direct scanners of your ship and plug in and actually run a full diagnostic, you're more than welcome to do that first.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely do that first.
Oh, you don't have to use your eyes.
Thank God.
Non-existent
head
as they
over.
are.
I'll head over and I'll head up to the bridge and plug into the scanners.
Sure. Let's see. Not particularly difficult to run a self-diagnostic on your ship. Do you want the bad news or the good news first?
Give me the news I can fix.
Life support's working.
I hate that that's the good news. What's the bad news?
Aside from your communication antenna being not just damaged, sheared off of the ship. It's gone. The thrusters have become entirely misaligned. it is not safe to try and use them right now. The drift engine appears undamaged and in working order, but it's completely non-functional, and you're not sure why.
I'll relay all of this to the crew.
Got it. I'm going for a spacewalk. Those people need help. We got functioning life support. I don't think they do.
Do you want company?
More help the better.
Durgus is staying his rotor laser.
Please let me come on the spacewalk too. I can help.
Just stay behind. Behind us.
Okay.
Keen kind of shouts across. All right, I'll be at the door. Let me know when we're going.
All right.
I go grab weapon and do whatever it does to get my non-exposed space suit to work for space.
Put your helmet on.
Okay.
Or activate it. It might be nanotech, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the same and follow behind.
Thankfully, none of you have exposed armor, so you guys just need to suit up real quick, and you are able to head out. I should ask, Kimana, if you wished to, while everyone is suiting up and preparing to go, if you wanted to take 10 minutes, you could use your vitality network on yourself and Kian and then refocus it all back.
Yeah, definitely.
If you wished to, so Kian, you can go ahead and heal up. Amara, that's cursed. Never say that.
Nothing at all.
I hate it.
Super sexy, Amara.
Since
Wiggles your butt.
you guys have a medbay, but it's nowhere as instantly effective as your own network, Kamana. So, as you all get suited up and... Oh, yes.
Kian, you can heal up to full. I healed us while we were
Oh,
setting
okay.
up.
Yeah. As you all get suited up, head to the airlock, and make your way out into space towards the third gate, as it is seemingly called. Where are you guys heading for? There is the large hole on the port side of the cargo bay. There's a smaller hole, but still enough for a person to potentially get in, a bit lower and further back than that, towards the aft side of the ship. And then there is the starboard airlock as well.
The one that's not close to that.
Keen kind of turns the group. I'm down to go through the large hole. Seems the closest, and the more we can get in, the quicker. If we encounter danger, we can deal with it together.
Just want to avoid the radiation.
Good luck with that.
I don't think that's avoidable.
All right.
It's also what you were able to detect was you were able to detect true low radiation that would have potentially been bad to get in contact with from somewhere in the lower decks. Maybe not exactly by the airlock, but definitely below the cargo bay.
Okay.
Actually, specifically from where the smaller hole is in the ship. Would be where that's from. But if you guys are all coming towards the greater airlock, or not the airlock, the big old hole, then I suppose...
Reach the big hole.
It's not particularly difficult for you all to float your way over through space, thankfully. You're not in the solar storm yet, though it is ever expanding, so time is probably of the essence as you're doing things. But you begin making your way towards this relatively large chamber that one of the walls has been pushed in and ruptured, likely from the direct collision with your ship. As you guys make your way into this starship, the rupturing ground, or the ruptured wall behind you, red emergency lights sort of flashing and blaring through an otherwise completely dark room. The entire cargo bay is open space. No atmosphere, no gravity. Pale green storage containers floating slowly, bumping into one another. There's a ceiling hatch, as well as a hatch on the ground, and a door towards the port side of the ship.
Keenan just kind of, as he's like entering there, he just shouts into his helmet, "Hello, is anybody in here? Oh crap, we're in space. Never mind."
No atmosphere here to carry your words, unfortunately, even with the speaker turned on. And I'm sorry, it's actually, there is a hatch leading down, but that hatch has been, it's buckled. There's about a 4-foot wide tear leading down as well. And I'm going to bring you all into this map.
Oh boy. Here we go.
I'm terrified.
As you should be. As you all float your way into this cargo bay. I don't believe any of you have any way to maneuver an anti-gravity aside from potentially Thinker, since you have a fly speed. Cheater.
Unfortunately not.
So, that's going to be important, as I need everyone to roll initiative immediately.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Can I roll initiative using my life science lore?
No.
Why
That's
not?
random.
You can use perception, like everyone else.
Surprise, surprise. The big old slow best those probably last.
Shame I couldn't use my business lore.
We'll get there one day.
One day I'll get to roll initiative using business lore.
Says
All
the guy.
right.
Says the person of 26.
Oh my fucking god! Got a nat 20?
Hey, pretty good right off the bat. Let's see here. Just checking some things. Don't go quite yet. Gotta do some die rolls.
Diabolical rolls?
Yes. Okay.
I don't like.
Kamana, you specifically close to you, sort of floating by this container, see a wisp of energy floating somewhat behind it. It's purple with arcs of blue lightning in it, 2 spots of lighter color that could be construed as eyes, just sort of floating there, watching you all. That's the one you specifically notice. All of you notice the one much further back doing a much poorer job of hiding behind another crate. As these motes of energy are sort of floating in the air. Thinker, you're the first to act.
Can we all see this after Kim sees it? Or is she the only one?
Well, you can all see this one easily.
Yeah, I have to point out on my turn, I believe.
Well then, I'm gonna move...
In this case, since it's a pre-combat initiative, I would ask for a point out to be used. Or a pre-combat stealth roll.
I'll move up here. I can see this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna recall knowledge it.
Sure. You're just trying to figure out what it is, or is there other information you'd like?
Yeah, I want to figure out what it is and what its relevance is to, what its relevance is, actually, I'll warp reality.
Ooh.
I'll throw down my quantum field. With, I think I can do it. Oopsie. I think I can do it like this and get the door and that thing in my radius.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got my quantum field down. So
And when you seek or recall knowledge
Yep.
in your quantum field,
Apply
you can
it.
apply the result against 2 related creatures, hazards, or unattended objects. Very
Yes,
nice.
I can. And then whenever I sustain it, I get a free recall knowledge as recall knowledge as a free action. My bad.
Or seek.
So, or seek. You're right.
Pretty cool.
I'm gonna recall knowledge both this thing, and I'm trying to think of what else would be related to it. Can I start with the recall knowledge on this thing and then apply it to something else afterwards?
Sure. Do they have to be related to one another?
They do have to be related.
I'm gonna let you know now. There's nothing else necessarily related to it in here, so we'll just stick with the one.
Okay. Well, I'm still gonna throw down my quantum field.
Yeah, get it out there.
Regardless. Yeah, it's useful for me.
For other abilities.
Yeah, I have a lot of things that work off of it.
Okay, and what were you were just trying to figure out what it is?
I'm trying to figure out what its relation to the drift is and why it's on the ship.
Easy enough to recognize a drift mode at a glance for you. Tiny balls of electrical energy, a native of the drift. Not particularly well understood, but sort of believed to effectively be mutated air elementals.
Okay.
They are attracted to the electrical currents of spaceships. You know.
Over the comms, I'll relay that to my team, and then the field as it appears is just kind of this. The objects within the field kind of go a little fuzzy, and there's just lines of code dictating their behavior and their weight and the things that make them up.
Nice.
The literal matter and atoms of the universe converted into computer code. Secrets laid bare. Either that, or for less active things, like these crates would probably be represented by engineering documents and stats on the density of the material, and just a bunch of, like, nothing you can consciously read or understand, but just like overwhelming stream of information.
Quick question: would Thinker's recall knowledge, would we know if these things are like inherently hostile?
They are not inherently hostile as far as you're aware. They more so will tend to defend themselves if attacked.
Well, if that's the case, then Kamana, I don't know if I can do this as a free action, but she'll ask the party not to attack it right away.
In the untethered condition. Alright, which unfortunately Foundry has not automated this. Those of you who are in 0G and unable to fly are technically clumsy and off guard while untethered.
Yep.
So
Make a PC-15 flat check.
Yeah.
Each
Ooh.
round.
Maybe I'll make a macro for that to make my life easier later.
Thanks. I am really glad I have a fly speed.
Cheating.
Says the GM. Let me make this character. That'll be all for that's all my 3 actions. So if I've relayed that information, and if I know that these things are not hostile unless threatened, I will not make any more hostile actions.
Sure. Well, that is going to bring us to that drift mode's turn that you just took a look at. What is the effect in your in your quantum field? Is that just a buff on your recall knowledges?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I just threw the ability in chat. It's just a buff on my recall knowledge. And
Nothing
see.
on
There's
enemies who are in
no,
there.
there's no downside to enemies.
Fantastic. Well, this drift mode is going to fly around over to here, we'll say, and it is going to send a spark of electricity at you. It sort of bounces off the ground and up into the air a little bit further, moving a little hyperactively. And as it does so, two shocks of electricity just sort of leap out of it in your direction. It's hard to tell if it's on purpose or not. But the first strike against you, Thinker, is a 21.
That's
Dealing 3 points of electricity damage to you. And following attack is a 22. Or a 20, sorry. I can't math.
that actually misses.
Tragic. For 2 more points of electricity damage.
Would have dealt those if it hit.
So, as those shocks sort of jolt into you and impact you, that is going to bring us to the other drift mote's turn, who is going to come into view of everyone else as it sort of floats towards you all, its body getting more and more hyperactive before all the electricity within it bursts forth in a massive jolt. I need everyone aside from Thinker to go ahead and give me a reflex save as it drops down a 10-foot emanation of electricity. And Kian, just as an FYI, there is a little fun button in chat that you can click, and it'll tell you if you succeed or not when you click it for future reference, and that way you don't have to use your character sheet for it at all. But
Oh, okay.
a 6 is a failure for you, so that's going to be half damage to everyone else, and full damage to you, Kian, for 6 points of electricity damage.
Ouchie. That thing's not adjacent to me, correct?
At this point, it is.
It is? Oh, okay.
Mhm. It's not in
Wow.
your spot, but it is. It's in the space adjacent to you.
Well, I would like to do a quick swap and draw my sword.
Okay. As it comes in reach of you, you put your rotolaser away and switch out for a sword. All right, Amara, that's going to bring us to you.
I'm going to assemble my assassin rifle.
Okay,
That takes 3 actions, so we'll do that.
sure. Do you not think you would have had it out and ready to go as you were floating over to the ship?
I don't know.
Since you did know there were more life forms on it in
Yeah.
advance.
That's true. I guess I probably would have.
I think that is a perfectly reasonable assumption that you guys could have had weapons out and ready to go.
Durgas would have told you, get your weapon ready.
Okay, and then I would. Does Newton's law apply to firing an assassin rifle in 0G?
I'm not paying attention to that.
Okay.
Actually, and I know Thinker stepped away, but I also just checked my notes. Thinker would technically be untethered because you need the fly speed and the cosmic trait in order to fly in space just fine. So, sucks to be them. All right.
So I'm gonna fire on this. Actually, I'm gonna aim.
You
And
are at a point that you could feasibly push off the wall if you wished, by the way, to move.
Okay. Oh, I had to have it reloaded. Okay. You know what?
Yo.
Yeah.
11 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
Try that.
But a hero point into an 18 will.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. For 7 points of piercing damage as the shot from your rifle goes out completely silently with the lack of a vacuum for noise to pass through.
And then I'll push off.
Okay, which direction would you like to move?
This way. Yeah. To the right.
Sure. So you can move up to half your speed with a single action of push off.
All right, that's 15 feet.
All right.
And then I get to do my little special thing, long whiskered.
Oh, you do have your long whiskered ability.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And look at that. So you ignore clumsy and off guard for a whole minute. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of your turn, since you are still untethered, you do move an additional 5 feet in the direction you last moved.
That's the plan.
All right. Kamana, that'll bring us to you.
Okay. Kamana's gonna be like, oh no, oh, these guys. And then she's gonna go ahead and, I am going to go ahead and cast Reorient.
Okay.
3 times.
It is touch range.
It is touch range, you're right. I'm sorry. Then I'll go ahead and cast Reorient on myself right now.
So you lose off guard until the start of your next turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and ooh, I really wish there was a funny thing that just let me know my vitality network.
It's an effect on your token.
It is an effect on my token.
And
oh
you
my
can
god.
left and right click to increase, decrease it.
Okay, cool.
So you got 10 points in it right now.
Yes. Let's see. I mean, there's no reason not to use it, right?
No?
Okay, yeah. I was just thinking, like, is there something else Okay, anyways. I'm going to give Xion back 6 HP.
Okay.
So,
there's
yeah,
no
Xion,
button, unfortunately, for it.
Yeah, I'll just, there we go.
You can go ahead and heal 6 hit points, Can.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'll pull out my Pulsecaster pistol.
And for reference as well, like with the damage buttons, there's a little heal button on the right side of it that you can always hit, and that just makes the use of the character sheet even less useful. And just helps for tracking in the chat box, everyone's health and whatnot. Okay, so you reorient yourself, send a little healing over to Kian, and then get your pulse caster ready to fire. And Kian, that'll bring us to you.
We've already attacked this guy, right?
The other one was attacked by Amara, but the one close to you has absolutely attacked you.
Keon just kind of stares at it for a second. Well, aren't you a cute, vicious thing? He's going to attune and then attack it with the solar weapon.
Sure. Now, I do believe your weapon, you automatically attune at the start of combat, I believe. If I'm recalling properly. Yes?
So we just note mobile reload and push off.
Oh, good.
Sorry, I didn't do that.
I don't think they would technically stack with one another. I might allow it, though.
Okay.
Because it allows you to specifically step or stride and push off as a specific move action.
Okay.
Let's see. I believe checking attunement, because I believe Solarians auto-attune to your default state at the start of combat.
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So you would attune if you wanted to switch over to Graviton, but otherwise, you are good to go.
Yeah, then he won't attune. He'll just strike it.
All right. And You probably got a little reminder there. To target someone, you just hover over their token and hit T. And similar to what's going on in chat and whatnot, it'll tell you if you hit or crit or whatnot just automatically. But that is a hit, so go ahead and roll damage. Oh no, stop rolling high damage, people, please. Ah. 13 points of damage mixed between slashing and fire. You impact this creature and slice through a portion of it with ease, like butter. But it is still floating there.
So I guess that was one. I get to do two more.
Yep, you've got 2 more actions.
Ooh, yeah, might as well attack it again.
Sure. Speaking of which, Kamana, at the end of your turn, you would have floated 5 feet. Since you are untethered.
Okay.
Oh no. So that's not a crit. With Pathfinder and Starfinder, any further attacks are hit at map multiple attack penalty. If you're on your character sheet and you see, like you got strike +7 and then +2, map -5, you would hit that map -5 for your second attack, since it is hitting multiple times. So a -5 to this roll, a 19 would still absolutely hit, but it is not a crit. Kamana, you do not roll randomly for the direction you move. You move in the direction you were moving previously.
Oh.
So I would assume either there or there, since you were coming into the ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Another 6 points of damage. That is going to kill the first drift mote as you slice twice into it quickly, and the entire creature just pops with a little bit of a burst of electricity.
Yeah, not so vicious anymore. And then he's just gonna push off and head.
So you can go 10 feet with a push off.
And then he's heading onto that. That's 15. He's heading in this direction, but we'll do.
We can say you get to there because you would also then move 5 at the end of your turn. Since this is your last action, if you just want to get there, that's a-okay.
Okay. And that's his turn.
All right. Last but not least, Durgesh, we're up to you.
He sighs a little as the first enemy he's been close to in years died immediately.
What a shame.
He is very sad. Let's see. So, that's not what I wanted to. Measuring tool. Dang it. How am I supposed to get close to that thing?
Move it. Do you have a gun? Oh, you switched to your sword?
I switched my sword because I was getting ready to hit it. I'll swap back to my
Sure.
rotor laser.
Yep.
It's one action, and I will push off.
Okay.
I got where's my action? There it is.
Welcome back, Thinker. We realize you are untethered because 0G doesn't apply to creatures that have the fly speed and the cosmic trait.
So even though I have a fly speed,
Yeah, you need to have a
I'm
cosmic
still-
trait specifically to not be untethered. Because that means you're used to flying in space.
Gotcha. Okay.
10 feet this way.
Okay. Make sure you don't have any issues shooting.
I only have one action, so I'm going to feebly try and shoot because I preferably would use auto fire, but I can't do that right now.
I have to check the...
It was too... No.
Roto laser... Automatic you can fire. I always get it mixed up between automatic and area fire so far.
Yeah, I think I could fire a signal.
You can. Area fire has to be done in an area, but automatic can be done automatic.
Alright. This is probably gonna miss.
Come on, we're getting a lot of feedback on your mic. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Eat laser fire. Max damage. Yes.
8 points of fire damage directly into this moat of electrical energy definitely impacts it. A lot of the sort of electric, the cloud of electricity making it up is instantly burned away, leaving it just this tiny flickering bit of electricity still standing. It's still up, not quite dead yet.
Demartage. Smells on this wayward vest. And that's my turn.
Okay. And then you move that way, so you would continue to move another 5 feet that way at the end of your turn. And
Hello.
Thinker, that brings us to you.
So I do have a quick question about the untethered effect. Once you gain a means of moving in your environment, you lose this condition. Even with my
Correct.
fly speed, I don't have a means of moving.
Correct. You can push off as your
Gotcha.
main movement. It's because flying in the vacuum of space is different than flying in an atmosphere. I believe
No,
that's
that's-
how the game is.
Okay, I just
interpreting
wanted
it.
to confirm that. That's totally fair.
So technically, you would have had to push off and float at the end of your last turn, and
Yes.
we'll just leave you about where you were.
I'm going to sustain my reality warp,
Okay.
so I'll get a recall knowledge
Yep.
for free.
What would you like to know?
Oh, do I want to do recall knowledge? I'll do a seek.
Sure. What you seeking?
Instead.
Or where are you seeking?
So I can
Actually,
only seek on areas
It's a
relate
30
in
foot
my.
area, so I'd assume it just the entirety of your reality field
Yeah.
is the seek area.
Yes. Yeah, I only get one. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I can seek in this entire area.
Go ahead and give me that perception check.
Here you go.
Aside from the crates, these storage containers that are floating about in the air in that single drift moat, nothing catches your attention.
Okay.
Um,
Is there something else?
Something about the door seems off to you. There is a pressure pushing against it. It's a, sliding door, but something on the other side of it is pushing the metal ever so slightly towards you guys.
Atmospheric? Is this an airlock door or is this an interior door?
That's an interior door.
So it might be an atmosphere behind it.
This is something more than that. This is more than just atmosphere.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's
Seems
on the
like
level of
there's
like a
something-
creature pushing, but there's a constant pressure.
There's something pushing on the door. Pushing towards us. No clue what it is yet, but it's there. I did sheath my laser pistol last round, but I don't think I would have done that. I think I would have had it out if we're
Yeah,
calling it.
we'll just assume you used multiple move actions to get where you were pushing off.
Yeah.
And so it's still in your hands.
I'll take a second action shot.
Gun.
I have to load it. What the fuck?
You just have to hit the reload button the first time. There you go.
Oh, cringe.
Because we're using the ammunition module. PPQ.
Yeah.
Gun.
Take a shot.
That is an exact hit.
Holy crap.
You guys don't miss. My goodness.
Thinking too many thoughts to miss.
Well, 2 points of damage is what you deal, and 2 points of damage is what it had remaining in health. So, following up with Durgish's rotolaser, you shoot your little laser pistol as it, and that last bit of electric cloud bursts and burns to nothingness.
You got it.
Everyone's within 30 feet, so telepathically, I'll speak to everyone. Something's pushing on the door. Something heavy. Not just ammo.
Yes.
Or this door.
That's the only door here. This is a hatch in the ceiling, and underneath it is the floor caved in slightly.
Kian, as he's like floating by you, still on I guess slightly controllable push up. Aye, soon it'd be me too.
I'll push off for the end of my turn and make it over here.
Sure. You guys are out of initiative at this point since combat has ended in this room.
Yeah, reload and push off.
Come on,
I'll push up over
Mhm.
here.
Floating around and do the easy. He's like, oh, I love my long whiskers. Aren't they pretty? Aren't they great?
Well, what is the plan from here?
I think we can open the door.
Can we do like perception check on the door to see if it's like trapped?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone wants to
Yeah, I'll take a look.
check it, listen through it, all those are a-okay. No one has a brass ear or anything, do they?
No,
A few seconds.
I didn't have
Brass
You
one.
ear.
ask that
Even
every
work?
campaign I've been in, and the answer's always no.
I don't have ears.
Well, okay.
Right.
And perception check should always be blind. Perception, stealth, and deception are the three that should pretty much always be blind. And you just, when you get your roll dialogue up, you hit blind GM roll. Those are
Got
secret
it.
checks.
Or click the little blind eye instead of the actual die.
Yep, that works for perception as well. So if you could click that one more time for me, just so you don't know what you rolled. Perfect. Okay. The door itself does not appear trapped. But taking a listen at it, Kian and Amara, the sound... Actually, you wouldn't hear any sound coming through on the other side because you're in a vacuum right now.
Yep.
Hey! I'm gonna have to remind myself of that so much in this campaign.
If we put
Yeah.
if someone's able, oh no, because you can't put your ear up to the door without exposing your face to it.
Yeah.
You can if you want to.
I was gonna say if you could put your ear up against the door,
It still
you
wouldn't work.
could.
It,
Well, you could
well,
hear
it
the
depends on if
vibrations.
it sounds sharpering through the floor.
You could hear the
I
vibration.
mean,
If
yeah,
it-
technically,
That's
if
what
you
I'm
put your
counting
helmet up to the door,
Mm.
you could hear some vibration on the helmet.
Yeah.
I think that's how they talk in, or how they
Mhm.
did it in the expanse. But
The physics
Seems
works
like
out,
about-
but that's depending on if there's an atmosphere on the other
Mhm.
side of the wall,
Yeah.
which we don't know that.
Well, the choice is your guys' if you want to open this door. It is not the only path to move. This would be what is taking you in the direction of the bridge, though.
The door?
Yes.
Kamana has, and she's gonna say, maybe anybody else should take cover, and then like one person opens it up. Do you have anybody?
If y'all want
I think-
to move back, I'll open the door.
I think Kian might be wise to maybe knock on the door first. See if somebody's. See if we get a response.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I'll take stuff to hide behind
Okay.
the
Sure.
container. Just in case.
Absolutely.
I can get that extra +1 on my damage with my snapper.
Hey. We love Backstabber.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Amara crouches down behind... The box itself is, like, floating at an angle in the air, so you're just, like, trying to match your floating with your whiskers to it.
Well, I got creative cover too.
Oh, there you go. Your whiskers are absolutely holding the crate in front of you at this point.
Oh.
Okay. Well, the choice is yours of what you guys would like to do. If you want to open this door, I'm not going to stop you.
Kian just kind of knocks on the door.
Sure. You rap against it a couple times.
Keeps his hand on the door itself to see if there's any vibration that comes back from it.
Man, that's interesting. The situation on the other side of the door is a little fucked. There is a vibration, though. But I will, you know what? Give me a recall knowledge roll. So fun little thing. On your hotbar, you should have, in the spot of the 2 right now, is called the basic action macros. It's buttons for all of the basic actions you can do. So you don't have to have them all on your character sheet. And if you hit recall knowledge there, it'll roll all of the relevant skills and show the modifiers for me. So I will be asking for that frequently in this campaign. And it should be at the bottom of the 2nd column for you, I believe. Thank you. I'm thrown off because some of you people only put skills into usable skills, and so your recall knowledges are pretty empty. Goodness. Yeah, the sensation on the other side of that door is not something you've ever experienced before.
He kind of takes his hand off. Looks at Dorgish. I mean, I have no idea what's going on over there. I'm done with opening.
All right.
Prepare for a burst of air.
Well, maybe only one of you needs.
He's a bleed fighter, and I need to shoot stuff.
I ignore cover.
Open it.
As you open the door, I need both Kian and Durgesh to give me a reflex save, please, as the entirety of the room you opened the door to was filled with water, and water comes rushing out of the door instantly, slamming into the 2 of you and pushing you back.
I would like to point that.
So, good time to go over my hero point rules for you if you'd like, Kian. 1, if you want to use a hero point, you can right-click the roll in chat, and there'll be a re-roll using hero point option. Let's go, Durgesh!
Oh,
God
this
damn.
has backfired horribly.
For my hero point rules, you will start every session with 2, and you'll go up to 2 at the start of every session. Whenever you roll a nat 1, and that is your accepted roll, you get 1 back. And if you hero point a roll and the roll is a failure still, you also get the hero point back. So, Durgesh, go ahead and refund your spent hero point.
Yep.
Kian, you turn into a success. Durgesh, you are sent flying backwards about 10 feet as the water comes rushing out of this chamber and begins to, as soon as it leaves the room, it begins to form large sort of blobs, bubbles in the air, pushing out, sort of beginning to impact with the different crates as well. There is atmosphere in this room, thankfully. And what you 2 can see at the far end of the room, well, maybe I should, describe the room itself. My apologies. This looks to be a living suite of some sort. You recognize living quarters. There is a large, holy-looking symbol, sort of mosaiced on the floor itself. There is a door on the far side of the room. There is a few couches with a small sitting table. There is a small kitchen area on the east side. There's also what appears to maybe be a small closet of some sort. Just a small protrusion with a door. Near the far door on the other side of the room is what looks to be a tear. As if the air itself in this chamber has been rent apart with this sort of shimmering edge to it, and water is constantly pouring in from that rip. In the chamber itself, you catch sight of a few creatures. And first and foremost here, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative one more time. Mara, I would like stealth for you.
Mhm.
And then perception for everyone else, please. And before we get into the fight in proper, that's where we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. So stand up, stretch, grab some water, do what you need to do, and prepare to swim for your lives when you come back. I will see you all in a few.
Yay!
Mhm.
Welcome back, everyone. So, as this door has been opened, water has begun flooding out into the cargo bay with you all being to move the things in front of you and around. I'm not changing up where those boxes are because I didn't make them as tiles, and that is effort that I don't support. Durgesh, you have been sent flying backwards from the impact of the water can. You managed to resist it. I'm putting you all in initiative order, but not necessarily immediately in combat, as Kian and Durgesh, through the water up near that sort of tear, you can see what looked to be almost fish made out of water swimming around. They don't necessarily look inherently hostile, but you're not exactly sure what's going on with them. But Thinker, you are the first to act here. Again, not necessarily in
Again?
combat. You rolled well on initiative. What do you want from me?
Oh my god. I'm rolling really well on initiative.
A 20 into a 19.
Yeah.
So since you have to push off to move, you can only move 10 feet with a push-off action, because it's half your speed.
Yeah, so I'll take 2 actions to get over here.
Okay.
T in.
Mm-hmm.
So, my warp reality doesn't have a range.
It's 100 feet.
Oh, it does
You
have a range.
place it at a point you can see within 100 feet.
I'd say that's a point I can see within 100 feet, don't
I'd
you?
say so as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get some knowledge, shall we?
All right. And I'd
As
say you'd be
part-
able to do 2 here because they're absolutely related, the creatures and the rip, if you wanted.
Yeah. I don't have the actions to do that, though.
Isn't it you get to make 2 if they're related?
It's not
And you-
part of setting it up. It's when I.
Oh, you're right.
That's actually super annoying. I'll
Yeah.
throw down my quantum field there so I can
Sure.
next turn.
Yeah, when you get the sustain, you'll get 2 off of it.
Yeah, when I can sustain, I'll get 2, but
Huh.
that's all I can do. At the end of my turn, I'll move 5 feet this
Yep.
way.
In the direction you were going.
But yeah, that bubble of just notes and code and rigid body errors pop up again.
All right. Kian, that's going to bring us to you.
Kian is going to push off and go his 10 feet through
Sure.
the door.
So, interestingly enough, it is not the push-off action to move into this room. It's filled with water. You're going to be swimming. Which is specifically an athletics check to do.
That means there's the current coming against us because it's flooding out.
Yes.
Gross.
Super easy for a regular success, though, so absolutely. Each action you use to swim, you can use 10 feet to do so. And you are no longer untethered, but you do have the restrictions of underwater combat. Which
This
is...
is crazy.
You guys went to the crazy sections first. What do you want from me?
You're fucked up.
How are we supposed to know there's crazy first?
The big downside is that ranged attacks that deal bludgeoning or slashing damage kind of suck underwater. You also take a penalty to melee slashing or bludgeoning attacks in water.
And everything has resistance to fire, right?
Yep. Yeah, your fire abilities won't do you much good in here either. But,
so as an action, he'll sheath his solar weapon and then draw his dueling sword.
sure.
See?
And I think
Little
that's his
eyes.
turn.
All right. You can, so you don't have to do separate actions to sheath and interact. We do have an action, it's not really on the sheet, called, it's not swap, but it's something similar. Effectively, you can stow an item and draw a new one as part of the same action.
Mm-hmm.
So you would have one action left still. If you would like to do anything with it. You're muted, Ken.
Yeah, if I can swim again,
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
pick the swim action.
Yeah, I don't require multiple rolls on the same turn unless you want to. I just keep whatever your roll was, so you can just move another 10 feet if you'd like.
And that's my turn.
All right. That is going to bring us to one of these little water creatures. This one right here, the only one you can really see well from where you are, Kian, is going to just sort of come swim around you in a circle. Not necessarily hostile at all, seemingly more curious than anything else, but it just kind of circles you in the water, swimming without any issue in this current, and just sort of watches you as its entire turn. Kimana, that'll bring us to you.
Okay. 2 push options
Mhm.
to get over here. And then I would like to try to telepathically communicate the closest water creature.
Sure.
I don't really have any kind of elemental languages.
Yeah, I'm going to let you know now. Unfortunately, you do not share a language with these creatures, so your limited telepathy will not work.
Yeah, can I just make some kind of check to, like, wave at it and let it know that...
You can absolutely wave at it if you want.
Oh, well, no.
You have your alluring pheromone, so you can make an impression
I
with
do have
creatures you
alluring
don't share a
pheromone.
language with.
Yes. So I'll just, like, wave at it and kind of give off pheromones of, no, we're friends. We're just, you know.
Okay.
May I ask?
You wave at the funny water fish.
May I ask that's success or failure?
Nope. You can... Oh, choosing to re-roll it. Interesting.
Fuck!
Hmm.
Oh no.
Hmm. Okay. You wave at it.
Yeah.
It didn't necessarily seem like it was hostile in the first place. So... It
doesn't
definitely
seem like
notices
it's
your
hostile.
hand.
It doesn't seem like it's hostile now because I waved at it, right?
I mean, it swam around Kian without doing anything to him.
Okay, yeah.
I guess
I'm
you
just
didn't see that,
asking-
though.
No, I'm just asking, like, if waving at it made it hostile in some way.
It has not changed its attitude towards you.
Okay. Then, yeah, as a free action, come on, it's just gonna be like, well, maybe don't hurt them. Let's see if we can maybe get that rift sealed up, or maybe get them back into the rift and seal it up. And that'll end her turn.
All right. You do not float any further since you cannot float into the room filled with water. And the water's sort of almost pushing you away as well. This creature is going to use its first action to come over here towards the door, having seen you wave, and it's just going to kind of float in circles around the entryway, just sort of like watching all of you all. And, did not mean to close it. That's about what it's going to do.
Oh no.
Amara.
Alright, I'm going to sheath my sniper rifle.
Sure.
Then I'm going to push off.
Okay.
Eventually, it goes just right there because of the water.
Yep. The water kind of blocks you.
Roll. And I'm going to try to swim. That's
Okay.
athletic.
Yeah, go
Right.
for it. It is. And there should be a button on the front page of your character sheet as well.
Oh, yeah, I always try to.
Always forget that exists.
Yeah.
Rarely comes up.
There we go.
Oof. Unfortunately, that is not a success.
Yeah, I didn't think it would
rolls.
be.
So you try and push through into the room, but with the current kind of pushing you back out and the strange experience of going from, completely untethered in gravity to almost trying to grab water like it's a ladder and pull yourself in, you're not making progress.
No.
Right off the bat.
No. Water. No.
You end up just like splashing yourself realistically.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm covered in a spacesuit.
Durgesh, that'll bring us to you.
There's no room to get in there.
I would say if you're planning to move up and then swim, I would not force you to. You could end the first movement here if you're going to be trying to swim immediately afterwards.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Sure.
Do that swim check.
Fantastic, absolutely. So you can get 10 feet into the room with your second action.
All right.
And that will get rid of untethered for you and put underwater combat on you.
Okey-dokey. Maybe I'll just swim over to here and make room and just because this is not something I do of.
You guys can technically talk underwater because you have fucking environmental protections and cons. This is so weird. All right. That's going to bring us to the last of these creatures. That is just going to kind of keep swimming around this rip in the air. Seemingly quite pleased with it. But Thinker, that'll bring us back to you finally.
First action sustain. I'm going to make a recall knowledge.
Sure. What are you recalling knowledge against first?
I'm just going to roll real quick because it's just a single roll. I got to apply it to multiple things.
Is it?
Yep. As far as I am aware. But regardless, I'm first using it on
yes,
this
you're right.
rift.
On the rift.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a very poor roll there on initial look at it. It's definitely the source of the water. It appears to be, at best guess, some sort of planar tear.
Okay. And then second recall knowledge will be on.
Yeah. What do you want to know about these guys?
They've not acted hostile,
They have
right?
not.
They're just little
They've acted
water boys.
curious.
I want to figure out what they are. I just want to know what they are.
Unfortunately, you're not certain with that
Alright.
roll. They're definitely water creatures, so you could
Like
probably
science.
make a pretty easy assumption that they are elementals. But that's it. You rolled a 2.
God.
Oh, God.
Even with a good modifier, I couldn't justify
No,
giving
you can't give me anything. You can't give me anything.
Yeah, I'm
Why
sorry.
are rolls like this?
No, that's...
Thinker rolled a nat 20 and a nat 19 on initiative. The dice are balancing themselves.
I would have been happy to roll those on my recall knowledges instead.
Well, suck it up. This is called suffering.
Yeah, welcome to Jericho game.
You can choose to make regular recall knowledge checks still, if you would like.
I'd still get it against 2 targets.
You would.
There's no need for me. Yeah, I'll do another one.
Sure.
This time I'm gonna narrow it down a little bit more.
Okay.
I want to know how to close this.
Sure.
if that's the source of the water, I need to know how to close that.
Yeah, absolutely. A much better roll.
Thank fuck.
Anyone who can get close to it, it's absolutely a portal. And based off of the water, it's pretty easy to assume this is connected to the plane of water.
Okay.
Getting close to it, anyone could disable a device if they're trained in nature or occultism would be the easier DCs. Arcana, religion are still possible, but at a higher DC.
Okay. I have a spell that can help someone get there if they're trained in anything. You'll get an additional stride, but you'll become fatigued after. One more action remaining.
If we're being real technical, then cellular stimulant wouldn't work because swim is a separate action, but I'm not that petty.
I was about to say, don't be that much of a dick.
Also, I can guidance anybody that wants to try stealing the portal when the time comes.
Who is trained in those skills?
Not me.
Thinker is the only occult trained individual.
You fucking
and the
serious?
only nature trained individual.
Are you fucking serious?
And the only arcana individual.
Do we have to be trained? Because I
this,
have
yes.
oh jeez.
So I have to do it.
How is Thinker the only person trained in all 4 magical skills?
And I muscle it close.
We're a pop band.
That weird suspicious stuff. I do technical as an operative.
This is so scuffed.
I'm gonna push off.
What are y'all doing with your skill proficiencies? Because there's a lot of skills that I'm checking that only Thinker is trained in.
I'm a low intelligence soldier. I'm not sure what you're looking for.
I'm a.
At least we can be confident that we're all trained in Barathu lore. At least we're good in that.
No.
Oh yeah.
What? I'll push in here. I don't get the extra 10 feet at the end of my turn, do I?
No.
Because now I'm in water.
Yeah, and technically you would not have been able to enter the water. I'll allow it here.
No, if I'm not allowed to, I'm not allowed to.
Go ahead and give me an athletics checks real quick, because you do have to swim still.
Fuck. Okay.
You're a jellyfish. You should be good at that.
I'm terrible at that.
He's a flying jellyfish.
Yeah.
This can't be what stumps you guys.
Come on, Blasto. You can do it.
That's
You
a 10.
make it in, thankfully. It's not difficult to swim in
You
here.
go, Blasto.
Do you need me to give you a ride?
If someone can throw me further, I really appreciate it. I did not.
Pushing forward.
If I knew we were going to be fucking around in water,
you know
I
what?
would have changed my genetics.
Let me rephrase. I'm so sorry. This is a relatively unstable portal. This is one that anyone who is not trained can attempt to close. Just know that the DC is pretty high.
Okay.
But you can attempt to close it if you are not trained, because it's relatively unstable.
Okay.
That's on me.
Sorry, yeah. Cyan, how confident are you? If I give you the movement to get up there, could you try? Because then if I get you up there, you'd have 3 actions to try.
Disable a device is a 2-action activity, so you'd have 1 attempt.
And then an additional action to do whatever the hell you want with.
I have a +1 in Arcana, -1 in Nature, and a +1 in Occultism.
I have a +3 in Cultism.
I have a +4 in Religion and Nature.
I've got a -1 in Religion.
But
I'm just gonna go myself.
yeah.
I've got a +7 in Occultism.
This is going so well. You can always try, and that'll bring us to you. This is scuffed. I love it. Welcome to Starfinder, everyone.
Can I swim back and then help Thinker move forward?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Because you'd effectively swim back, grab, and then start swimming again while carrying. We did say 10 is an exact success for this. It's not a high DC to swim here. I want to check. And you do have just enough bulk to swim without being encumbered, so you could go back, grab, and then move 10 feet forward again with Thinker if you'd like.
Yeah, so Ken kind of hops on to Thinker as he kind of pushes him back up 10 feet.
All right, so Thinker, you get brought right about here with that. And that'll bring us to this. Oh, speaking of which, what did you want to know with your second recall knowledge on these funny things?
Yeah, I do get a second one. What languages do they speak?
Thalassic.
Thalassic.
Thalassic. Thalassic. It's the language of the plane of water.
All right, I don't speak
You're
that.
assuming if these creatures can speak through their lovely little fish mouths, it would be Thalassic.
All right, well, I should probably retool the languages I know in a little bit.
We might want to do some skill proficiency adjustment in this part.
I mean, I'm charisma. I don't know what you want from me.
I'm the skill monkey.
Skills as pilots, so I go
I am-
technical.
I mean, I am the skill monkey. It's what I signed up to be.
It's fair. I just find it funny that we have basically everyone in the party trained with like deception, diplomacy, and intimidation.
Am
I
I
don't know
trained?
diplomacy or intimidation.
That's why I said basically everyone. You got 3 out of 5, and that's good.
I'm not trained in any of those.
I'm surprisingly eloquent is the best.
We're running a pop star, a band here. What other
Fair.
traits you'd think we would be trained in?
It does make sense for the job we're doing.
You got me there. You guys are not up to be adventurers. You are pop stars and regular people.
Who's
fought in the
turn is it
war.
right now?
It is,
Not
at this
swam in
point,
the
one of
water.
the wisps who is now very curious as to what's going on with Thinker being dragged and just sort of continues swimming around you. Kimana, we're up to you.
Okay. Kamana will hang back, and she'll just keep like trying to pheromone talk to these little guys.
Okay.
Specifically, she is trying to be like, "Hey, do you think you could go back through that portal back home? This place is kind of dangerous. You really should go back home."
Sure. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
Mm-hmm.
They swim around. They somehow, seemingly, are able to smell the pheromones you give off and begin permeating through the water, and it definitely makes them happier. They get even more excited than they already are. They don't turn to go back through the portal, though.
Oh, jeez. Okay, how many actions? Like, request is technically 1 action, but I don't know if you want it to be
Yeah,
more.
we'll leave it at 1 for that.
Okay. Then I'll just go ahead and request again. Be like,
Okay.
yeah, you're really...
I'll let you know, you're probably not going to be able to convince them to go back through the portal just off of pheromones when you can't actually share a language with them. I would say that doesn't actually fall under a simple request.
Okay.
Especially because they seem to really like it here.
Yeah, that's fair. Do these count as animals for the purpose of command an animal?
They are not. They are elementals.
Okay. Okay, then what Kamana will do is she'll start swimming in.
Okay. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, how far do I get to go with swim again? I'm sorry.
It is
per action.
10 feet per action for you with your
feet.
movement speed.
Okay. Yeah, then I'm gonna, with 2 actions, I'm gonna get there.
Sure.
And my turn.
All right.
Basically, my plan is to get next to the portal and try to like use deception to be like, hey, I'm gonna go in here if you want to go on ahead or something like that. I don't know.
I'm mostly going to ignore what these creatures are doing right now in favor of just following what you guys are doing. So, Amara, what are you up to?
I'm gonna try swim in, even though I will fail.
Why not? You make it in.
All right. 30 feet movement equals how much, Sweden?
10 feet.
10 feet. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
You don't have to roll again unless you want to.
Oh.
Which, I mean, hey, that'd be a crit success, so you get to move 15 feet on it.
Let them go.
I don't require people to roll multiple times per turn unless they want to.
And then I'll move next to the portal so I can
Sure.
help disable it next turn.
All right.
Just in case.
Durgesh, what about you?
Are we doing a thinker relay?
Do you want to try and send Thinker up also?
Yeah. I'll do a swim check here to
All right.
those young. No, I will not.
What happens on a crit fail with swim? You
Nothing.
make no progress. But if you were holding your breath, you'd lose air.
Oh, wow.
Nothing happens. Actually, you know what happens? You get a hero point.
Yep.
Unless you want to use the one there.
Uh,
Because otherwise, I don't think Thinker can get to the portal and try and disable it on his
you know what?
their next turn.
I'll use a hero point.
Hey, there you go.
There we go.
So you could grab Thinker, and you could even push Thinker all the way up to the portal if you wanted to, with your movement.
I will do that. I'll grab one of his. I'll grab his hood and hey.
I'll
let's
extend
go.
tentacles to latch onto you as well.
Oh, that works better.
So we'll say in general you get to push Thinker right up about there, next to the portal.
Here.
And this was going to kind of come curiously, start swimming, doing figure eights between Amara and Thinker, just curious what's going on. And Thinker, that'll bring us to you.
Sustain my field.
Okay. Would you like to make recall knowledges?
I will.
Sure.
Happily make a recall knowledge. So it's going to be related knowledge against these things, both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Both of the checks. The first one is going to be high save, low save.
Of the little guys?
Yes.
Interestingly enough, because you're fairly certain that they are in... actually, no. Sorry, let me rephrase that. They're in water right now. With how they've been swimming, you're fairly certain they'd be best at reflex. Comparatively, probably worst at fortitude.
Cool. And then my other one is going to be, how will they react when I close this portal?
Oh. I mean, they haven't seemed to care about it. They seem happy being in this bit of water. So,
This bit of water's about to disappear because it'll all be sucked out into the void.
Oh, yeah, we should probably close the door.
The fish might be going with it.
Do we care about the fish? If we care about the fish, I'll delay.
Yeah, Kamana would like to try and see if she can get the fish to go back.
Am I able to delay the rest of my...
You can't delay the rest of your turn, unfortunately. You could hold a single action using 2 actions, but that would not be enough to cause the portal to shut down.
Well, I mean, we're not in immediate danger, right? So,
No,
as
not
far
at
as
the
we
moment.
can tell.
And I can't do a recall knowledge to figure... I can't do another action to figure out. Would it be another... If I close this portal, are they immediately gone? Or would we have a little bit of time to react?
You'd have to you have to use another action to recall knowledge on that.
Can't do that.
Actually, Thinker, go ahead and try to close the portal, because I'm now worried something might be coming out of it.
Yeah.
Something
that's
bigger.
That's...
A little
I was
less
closing
friendly.
it.
Yes.
If I could have delayed, I would have. I will close.
Okay.
What's going to be the easiest DC?
Nature or occultism will be best.
I'll do occultism. Feeling lucky about it. Blind?
No, this can be public.
Oh,
That is not a success.
I will hero point that.
But a 24 is. Okay, as you approach this portal and understand the best of it, now that you can see it, you can see the sort of fading seams of it that don't match up with reality. It's like been superimposed on top of space, and you just very quickly calling on your command of occult magics, you very quickly just sort of create a zipper that shuts the entirety of the portal down. And that's the portal. Done and done.
My
Okay.
turn.
Okay. Come on, I
The
will
water-
look a little bit sadly at the water kids, but
Not the water.
Everyone
Is
on
the
a
water
fishbowl?
draining? Is the water
Yes.
draining out of the room?
If you guys don't do anything in particular, then every round the water is gonna be draining by about a foot out into open space. This guy's going first with it.
oh god. So
I was like, go close the door.
real quick, are there any like doors, exits in this room?
There was a door over by what looked to be a storage closet of some sort, and there is a door up here. It does seem the lights in this chamber are not currently working, unfortunately.
Can Kamana go and like try and get this thing back into the room?
I mean, you can certainly try. It's sort of in one of those bubbles of water that's just kind of floating. It's not necessarily floating towards the exit of the ship, but it's kind of floating in space.
Okay. Then Kamana will come over here and be like, "Oh, come back in the room. Come back to the water."
It's in water right now.
Well, you know what I mean.
I will allow one final diplomacy check.
And then, yeah, Kian, if you want to close the door so the water stops draining.
Yeah, if we get it back in, I'm good to either close it before or after.
The fish will come back in. It will hop out of the little bubble of water and sort of swim through space briefly, struggling heavily, but make its way back inside and sort of swim
boy.
around you with the air or with the water that's left.
Oh, that's a good boy.
That's our Kamana. Soft-hearted the most.
That's why we all shacked
Good
up
thing.
with her, right?
Yeah. I've already seen the other kind.
Trust me, it's better to be kind than it is to be cruel.
These water elementals would just sort of be swimming around you guys.
So, the like we're swimming in water, but it's like it's not above our heads or anything, right?
You close the door immediately. The room is full.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like, we're not at risk of suffocating or anything.
You
like
have
that,
your
right?
environmental suits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we just drifted for space.
You got a whole day of environmental
yeah.
protection.
God, I'm sorry. I'm brainless.
That's okay,
Um,
me too.
Would we?
Tried
Are
this
we
door.
capable of searching the room, even as it's flooded?
You can certainly try to. It's definitely going to be a bit of a struggle. The door itself, Durgish, appears jammed shut. Not necessarily locked, perhaps, but broken. It could potentially be forced open with athletics if you wished.
I
Okay.
do wish.
I'm sorry. I know I just said let's close the door, but can we open the door to drain it to a point where when we open one of these doors, it's not gonna freaking flood the next room?
No, because this is the biggest room here at this point.
No, I mean, like, can we open this door and let the water drain out?
Not
Yeah,
without keeping the fish.
Could we crack that door a little bit?
Doors do not
Yeah,
crack
wa-
open.
Okay.
No,
Starfinder.
the pressure would be, the water would be too much.
Yeah, we need to drain the water one way or another. Like, if the fish go
Get them into the
again-
smaller room.
I'll force
Yeah.
this door open.
But okay, we don't know if there's something in there that's going to get damaged by the water. That's my point.
Knock on the door. Sorry.
Knock on the underwater
Okay.
door.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
might as well try.
I tried, but I failed.
Yeah, the electronics seem to have been fried, Durgesh, with this. Maybe by the water, maybe by the crash, maybe by something else you're not entirely sure. But trying to get your fingers in to pull the door open, unfortunately, you can't quite get a good grip, and the door remains stuck fast. Okay.
I think it's important that we let the water drain out of this room. That's all I'm saying.
Goodbye,
It
fishies.
definitely is.
Off they go.
I mean, Kamana feels bad about the fishies, but like,
I can't believe you just killed the fishies.
hopefully they'll
Off
be
they
okay.
go.
Yeah.
They don't need to breathe. They're elemental.
Base.
They should be able to survive.
Yeah. And they're like floating in these bubbles of water.
So they'll be
Uh,
frozen. Okay. I
Are
went for
there
a
any
very-
containers?
If
Maybe.
this is still a 0G room, right?
Once you let the water all drain out, if you shut the door, it should repressurize.
Okay, that.
So, about a
Yes.
minute passes before the water has entirely drained. And you guys are fully no longer in 0G if you shut the door, no longer in anything of the sort, and the red lights begin blaring in here as well.
I'm gonna jot down a few notes in my book.
They're trying
Before
to shut
tucking
them
it
this
back
door.
up. Now that the water's drained, I could try to check out the wiring, see if I could do something with that, or is it
Yeah,
just
go
well
ahead.
and truly fried?
On the door, you could absolutely use computers if you want to try and rewire it. Do a
Well,
quick
which way-
hookup to turn it on.
Can I aid?
No.
Absolutely, you can aid.
All right then.
I will aid because healers is.
I'm
This
sorry
one, right?
about the fishies, everyone.
You're
Yes,
a
that is the
monster,
door.
and you need to feel bad.
I do not now. Thank you. You've cleared my conscience. Go ahead and take your +1 circumstance bonus, Thinker.
And then this is a computer's check.
Yes.
Which is why I could help.
Ooh, easy enough, yeah.
Fuck!
Uh,
Shit.
With Amara coming up to help, you take a quick look at the panel of wiring. You always keep some spare parts on yourself, so you see a couple that look like they've been overloaded and fried, and you just quickly replace them with some of the replacement parts you have, and the door should be openable with ease at this point.
I'll push it open.
Okay. The door opens. While you can't necessarily see into it very easily, the rest of you who can see just fine see a closet filled with robes and tunics that are all of decent quality.
Oh, great. We can loot the place now.
Maybe there's something of note in there.
If
I'll
anyone's...
check a.
Oh, go ahead.
That's just to say I'll do a perception. real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone who's
see
going to
in
take
the
time to
dark.
look around can.
I don't expect to see much with my +2.
During this 10 minutes, can I heal people as we're searching?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can take
Thinker.
a little while to heal up.
Oh, we're just do it.
Yeah, I'd say if you want to spend longer than 10 minutes, like a 20-minute period, because you do get your entire vitality network back when you refocus.
Yeah.
So you could just give out health and get it back. By the way, I know it wasn't the right artwork, but I'm putting into the Discord what those fish look like, so you can all feel bad.
Oh.
You
okay.
suck!
Those are the things you killed. or
No,
left floating in space.
Your eyes, they're uber monsters. I'm glad they're dead.
You
Oh,
fucked
they're-
up,
They'll
Jericho.
survive that hellstorm that's out there.
They'll be
You're fucked up,
fine.
Jericho.
They'll be fine.
Fucked up.
Taking a look around in here, couple things you notice. Actually, the main important thing you notice is the robes appear religious in nature, but Kimana, you notice in the pocket of one a particularly well-made arc pistol,
Okay.
Nice.
specifically tactical grade.
Nice. Does anybody use this kind of weapon?
I can use all pistols once they're non-defense, and I'm good at them because I am a marksman.
Yeah, then
For those of
And
you who
also,
don't know off the
you
top
have
of
a
your head,
tactical-
tactical grade means effectively a +1 weapon.
would you be using it though, Amara? Or
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah, I would definitely replace my sniper rifle with attack.
Okay, then
With pistol.
makes sense for Amara to take it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It is in the party
Like-
stash.
Unless anyone else really wants it.
I only use big guns.
I use guns.
I use them as like a last resort.
I do think
Oh,
if
do you all
we'll
heal?
make the best use of it.
Yeah, it's a +1. I shouldn't take it.
Thinker, while everyone's sort of looking over, the pistol, and you are in the room itself, you recognize the holy symbol on the ground, especially now that the water has entirely drained. The mosaic on the floor is a pulling up my notes, sort of like a Venn diagram. The easily recognizable holy symbol of Triune.
I'll let the rest of the team know.
Mm.
The name Third Gate, does that have any relevance to Triune?
Give me a recall.
I know
knowledge.
she's a three-headed goddess,
Mhm.
so feels connected to her. Also, Kimana, do we all heal for this 4?
Yes, everybody heals to max. I
All
don't
heal
want
to
do a
max?
4.
Yeah, everyone can just heal to max, we'll say. I'm not going to be too
Yeah.
picky.
The 4 got me almost there.
Oh, how many charges does the tactical art pistol have since it's free ammunition?
It does not come with any
Okay. Battery.
batteries with it, and I believe it uses a battery. So
Okay.
you'll have to source one.
Yeah. That's what the USB is for. Or
Let's
the
see.
UPS.
Arc rifle. Or arc pistol. Pistol. I believe it uses the battery, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is a shock weapon. It does only deal a D4 damage. So.
So
with a
I would
30-foot
get
range.
2d8.
I'm sorry?
2d8 that I can aim.
You'd get the little extra, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
Should only be. It'd be 2d4 that you deal with it when you aim.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Um,
2d4. Yeah, I said 2d8. So, yeah,
That's
2d4.
why I was confused. I was like,
Yeah.
do you have something that's buffing your weapon damage dice size?
Yeah, because I'm awesome.
I see.
What did Thinker get on his recall knowledge?
The third gate, it could have a connection to Triune, but there isn't any easy religious connotation, but it could absolutely be in reference to one of the 3 heads of Triune. One of the 3 beings that makes up Triune.
Perception on this table here, see if there's anything to note.
I see. Go for it.
Just passing time while waiting till we get to the door.
Yeah, the table itself is mostly knickknacks. It's a few books that are completely soaked at this point. A little strange to see old-fashioned books in this day and age, but, to each their own. A couple of knickknacks and gewgaws. Nothing too interesting or important that catches your attention.
How old is this ship if it has actual books on it?
Maybe they're a collector. Kimana, perhaps I should be on point.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Do
Yes,
we want
my
to perception
vulnerability.
check the door just in case something bad happens again?
I could try.
I'll take a look. It's in a book.
Oh, who made the Starfinder
The
die?
rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay,
did.
the dice look pretty.
That's a door. No sound
It's a
coming
door.
from the other side of it. Now that you guys are actually in a repressurized area, you can actually listen at it if you want. No traps that you can sense either.
Yeah, I'll listen and then put back my helmet on.
Yeah. But it seems like a door. Looks like it works just fine.
Go ahead.
A hallway! Everyone's favorite.
What is this?
Terrifying.
Abomination bolts?
Just a simple, featureless corridor. Connects to a door at the end.
All's bulging, watch out.
Look, man, building maps is hard. What do you want from me?
And you're very good at it, and we're very proud of you.
No, you're not. Shut up.
I hate you because we have an antagonistic relationship. That doesn't mean I can't be proud of you.
I changed my dice up.
Whoa, what the fuck?
These are weird-ass dice you're coming with.
Sure. Cool ass dice. No, I want dice like that.
Nice, so nice.
It's making my game freak out. There we go. I feel like I'm not going to allow everyone to be rolling perception if the majority of the party is going to be hanging back
Yeah,
in the
that's
future.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to limit it to 2 people listening at doors.
Okay.
Or what I should
That
do,
is
because I do
fair.
it for like diplomacy, is 1 person can roll, but anyone who wants to aid may do so.
Alright.
Let's see. I just realized, Dirk, you have a -1 wisdom. Same with you, Ken. Oh, you people are so tragic.
Yep, I know.
So should I be listening at doors since I have a +1? And I don't get volley on my sniper rifle.
Kimana technically has the best perception
Yep.
in the party at a +7.
And I have the second best.
Yep. Listening at the door. Amara, you do hear the sound of someone muttering to themselves.
There's someone back there.
You can't make out what they're saying. You also, this is less something you can hear, and there's no traps or anything, but a sort of sixth sense, you could say, causes your fur to stand on end. There is something antithetical to your existence beyond this door.
Be ready. There's something wrong. It ain't right. My whiskers are curling in pain.
Do you get to fight something? Alright.
Mm.
Do you think we should announce our presence by knocking first?
if it's something bad, maybe we should try to surprise it.
I agree.
Alright.
Got it. As you say that, he sheathes his dueling sword and unsheaths his solar weapon.
Okay.
Ready?
I've got the gun.
Ha! What the fuck is that?
As you open the door, you see the bridge of this ship. At the front, unlike yours, which is kind of in the middle back, up top, this is very much the front of the ship. The large view screen on the very front of the ship, but the ship itself, sorry, I should have this wrong, is dark. The only, that might still be going on, but it's more like that. The only light source in this chamber being the flickering display screens, the blinking lights signaling radiation hazards, depressurization alarms, and other various emergencies throughout the shift. Hovering in front of the view screen, what only some of you can really easily see is this inky darkness, a constantly shifting blob of absolute nothing. Similar to the portal in size of water in the living quarters, but even from where you are on the opposite end of the bridge, you can directly feel your very life, the energy that is keeping your bodies alive, draining from you. That is death made manifest, floating in front of the view screen. Allie, we can hear you typing again. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. No, it's fine. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna speak up in Eoxian. Hello.
Yeah. As there is a single chair in the center of the bridge, flanked by consoles, and as you speak up, it turns around slowly, revealing a hideous-looking corpse. Withered purple robes, white skin stained with green and purple splotches, its eyes black as night. Don't mind the claw fingers, we don't care about those.
I'm gonna care about those.
I don't. I gotta care about them.
It does not respond to you in Common, or in Eoxian Thinker, because it responds in Pact Common. Welcome to the end. And I need everyone to roll initiative for me.
Oh god.
Okay.
I did.
I saw Amara. You were
I
on
see
that.
the die. I roll it.
All right.
Just get an instinct. Like, ah,
I
no!
rolled mediocre. Maybe I'll do better in combat
Not
this
the
time.
last one. Yes.
Okay, well, Amara, you're up first as this figure turns around and looks at you all.
Yeah, that sounds threatening. I aim.
What did you say to us?
Okay. Welcome to the end.
Oh.
And a very sort of like gasping croak. 26 absolutely hits, as aim does allow you to ignore lesser cover fantastically.
And I don't give Ollie.
Yeah.
Swing it,
The
nope.
gun fires forward into this creature. And something interesting happens to you. That bullet does very little. Very, very little to this creature, as the bullet seemingly phases through a not quite corporeal entity.
Oh, great. Let's see. Then I take cover.
All right. I feel like I should say no to that, because there really isn't anything to
Yeah,
take cover with.
that's true.
There's other
Then I'll
people,
win, though.
but you can't do that.
Yeah. I'll have to start carrying stuff around. Definitely kind of a up to GM.
Yeah.
Oh,
Since you're specifically in this corridor, I'm going to say no for that. Sorry. As your turn ends, that is going to bring us to this figure. they are going to spend one action sort of fiddling with a device on their chest, that seeming corded contraption around them, and as they do so, a bubble of translucent energy begins to manifest around their physical form. They activate a force field. And then, because you guys are so beautifully grouped up, he is going to manifest this strange hologram in front of you all. What looks to be realities converging and collapsing in on themselves as they do so. You don't necessarily understand exactly what's going on, but inherently you see, or you know what you are witnessing is the void and the drift fusing with one another. I need everyone in the party to give me a will save, please. It's a failure for Amara, a failure for Kimana, a success for Durgesh, a failure for Kian,
A critical failure.
a crit fail for Thinker. Still a failure,
reaction.
Amara, just barely.
Yep.
Reaction warp probability.
Okay. Go ahead and re-roll it. Much better.
I will also.
Yeah, as this is a mental effect, unfortunately still a failure, just barely. Okay. Then, let's see, everyone who succeeded, so we've got Durgesh and Thinker, both of you become stupefied 1.
No.
I can work with this.
Wrong person.
No.
Everyone else with a failure becomes stupefied 2.
Oh no. Oh no.
And frightened 1. As this revelation made manifest confuses and frightens you. You try and make sense of it. You can attempt more saves at the end of each of your turns to remove the stupefied. Those of you who failed. Those of you who succeeded, it's just gone after a round.
The fool. I'm already stupid.
I'm smart, but I can
Thinker,
deal
that
without
brings us to
being
your turn.
thinking.
So Jericho, really bad news for you,
Mm-hmm.
as I am going to place my hand onto my notebook,
Yeah.
and I will no longer be stupefied.
Hey, that's awesome. I love it. As you touch something real.
Yep, my notebook, which is my anchor to this reality through all of the knowledge that I have, all of my analytical shit. I touch my notebook and become anchored.
I love it.
After that, I will analyze target.
Okay. You focus on this creature, doing your best to understand everything about it, so that'll give you a buff to recall
knowledge.
Okay.
Yep. And then finally,
Sylvia, you have the stepping away button, you know? It's
Oh,
the
right.
little coffee mug.
finally, I will, without my funny little bubble,
Mm-hmm.
I
Just
will recall knowledge.
What you
Yep.
trying to figure out?
Vulnerabilities. It's vulnerabilities and resistances in the same, or is it one or the other?
Weaknesses and resistances are separate. You can ask immunities, weaknesses, or resistances.
Resistances.
Resistances, all damage 2, except force, ghost touch, and vitality. This is an incorporeal creature.
All damage. Cool.
So, it is just a portion of all damage dealt directly to it is shaved off. And And I believe that does it for your turn.
That's all 3.
All right, Kimana, we're back to you.
Okay.
Or we're over to you, I should say.
Yes. So I am going to attempt.
Okay.
Like, no flat checks. Okay.
It should force a flat check because you're trying to cast a spell.
Yeah, but it didn't.
So, if you would mind rolling a
Yeah,
DC 7 flat check. Oh, that was a
just did.
17, I see. Sorry, I thought you were
No.
rolling a save for some reason. My brain compressed everything. It went save rolled. Fantastic. Okay, yeah, as you cause a small tremor around this figure in front of you with a bit of gravity, they are going to crit succeed.
Okay, sure.
As they're floating ever so slightly. They're still standing-ish on the ground, but their feet aren't quite physically there. So this effect doesn't seem to have a major impact on them.
And then I'll attempt to cast guidance.
Sure. Is flat check turned off for some reason? It's very strange.
Okay. So Durgesh, go ahead and take that guidance. Remember, you have to use it before the end.
Okay.
Probably on your attack. Okay, and then that is the end of my turn.
All right, if you would like to go ahead and give me a will save as your frightened goes away, I'll put a button in chat for you. There you go. There you go. The stupefied will end as you manage to focus your mind once more, and the vision fades. You realize it's not the time to think about it. And Durgesh, go kill someone.
Durgesh, kill it! Gary!
Okay. He seems like a caster, so... I was thinking about using off fire, but instead I will move into the room. Yeah. I'll take a hand off my rotor laser.
Okay.
Action to draw my sword.
The sword.
My sword, and it's here. Why is it not giving me guidance on here? I'll do it myself. Ah, careful die.
That's a hit. As you swing at this guy, you hit him for... I cannot read what that is. 10 damage, oh my god.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You shatter the force field that he has manifested around himself, and even with his body not quite corporeal, managed to carve through him a little bit.
Good work.
Here's the way. Battle! Finally! That's all my actions.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. Kian, that'll bring us to you.
Kian is going to move here. And then try to...
Oh, they're flanking. Oh no.
Swing at this guy.
Go for it. Soldier doesn't have reactive strike, does he?
Well, not.
I will use a hero point to reroll that one.
Yeah. And don't forget to target. Oh, no.
10. Oh, God.
We'll go ahead and give yourself your hero point back as you strike forth with the blade, but it does not impact this guy. And the hero points, left click to give yourself one, right click to delete one on your sheet.
There we go.
Perfect.
And I'll try to roll better this time.
No dice, unfortunately, on the second strike. You run up, taking your two swings at this figure, but even after taking the heavy impact from Durgesh, he whips around and manages to use those clawed fingers to sort of skate your blade just out of the way of impacting him each time. And I believe that does it for your turn.
Yes, movement, 2 actions, yeah.
All right, then that is going to bring us to the funny orb. Because
Oh,
it gets a turn.
oh no.
I will need Durgesh
No.
and Kian to give me a fortitude save, please. Versus 1 void damage. Don't forget there's the button in chat as well, Kian. I'll pretty much always put 1 in. A 7 is a failure, so there'll be 1 void damage to you. Oop. No! Still a failure.
Worse.
But as the void energy pulses outwards from this sphere in the air, impacting the two of you and injuring you, the energy infuses into this guy. And what flesh he has lost begins to regenerate slightly. Actually, sorry, it's he does not heal that much. He gains it in temp HP. Let me make sure I'm doing my rules right. Amara, that'll bring us back to you at the top of round 2.
Aim. Strike.
Done! Oh, you didn't give yourself an aim first, don't forget.
Oh, I always forget the fire effect.
Want to get that extra damage in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, precision damage doesn't do anything to an incorporeal creature.
Okay.
But your gun does still do some heavy damage, and his health is slowly whittling away.
And I'll reload.
All right. What was your first level class feat that you took? You do have mobile reload, so you can always move when you reload, don't forget.
Yes, it's just I'm
Staying back with gun?
Yeah,
Fair
I guess
enough.
I can do. Make sure I'm out of sight because I can ignore lesser cover.
All right, well, that'll bring us back to him. Oh, goodness. Man, that, certainly terrifying. Oh, by the way, Kian and Amara, this would have happened at the end of each of your turns. Before I forget, if you two could give me a will save, just to see if you overcome that stupefied. And you will succeed, Amara.
Woohoo.
Unfortunately, not for you, Kian. The mental fluctuation, that image of the void devouring and assimilating with the drift, is a bit too heavy at the moment for your mind to focus on.
Yeah, I've seen worse in the war.
I really want to hit everyone with a 3-action harm, I'll be entirely honest. That would be nice. However, I'm instead going to turn around and slash at Durgesh with his claws, being a little unhappy at what you've done. And unfortunately, with a natural 1, he is going to miss. Right there. So he'll do it once more. Why not? Not quite. Trying to slash, skating off the edges of your armor. And he is going to use his last action to retreat over next to the ball of void. Thinker, that brings us to you.
Real quick, are you planning to make an attack?
You cut out there.
Are you planning on making an attack this thing?
Me?
Yes.
No, I was planning on doing a lot of support stuff.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
First, My Sufai's gone, right?
Yours is, yes, because it only lasted a round. Thank you.
I'm gonna move into the room.
Okay.
He's concealed, isn't he?
He is, because you've only got low light vision, and there's... I'd say no, because there's enough light coming from the monitors that you can see him. I'm just not putting light sources on the map, because
How
I
dare
have
you.
self-respect.
Stumble.
Okay, so just as an FYI, I'm not sure if you missed this, Kimana did cast that as well, and he crit succeeded. Just want to make sure you're aware.
My bad. I did miss that. That is
Yeah.
on me.
If you would like to do something else, you may.
Yeah, why not?
Do you want to try and check out that void ball? See if we can get rid of it?
I can't see it because of the monitor.
It's
Can
less the monitors in the way, it's more that it is a ball of pure black floating in the
well,
air.
if I can see it, then
Yeah,
I can do funny things.
Yeah. You can...
It's everyone's favorite ability.
the quantum
big
field.
big ball of class feature. And then I will do a recall knowledge.
Big ball of class feature. Nice.
Yeah, I just do a small mark of class feature.
It's like my only. It's like the only thing I have at this level.
What are you
I
trying
have
to
like
figure out?
quantum field. On it.
Mm-hmm.
High save, low save.
This guy or the ball?
That guy.
That guy. High save, low save. Yeah. Based off of what you saw with his reaction to Kimana, the fact that he's slightly incorporeal, or at least fully incorporeal, it seems a lot of things that are going to target his reflexes. Just because of his nature, he's going to avoid. Similarly, he has all the signs of being an undead. And in that case, even if he's not mindless, a lot of times it's a safe bet that their mentality and will save is going to be their weak point.
Okay. And then what in the fuck is that?
That's a portal to the void.
We're just straight up saying it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like-
That's exactly like the portal to the plane of water, but this is to the void. This one, unlike the other one that was just constantly pushing water out, this one seems to be just sending waves of void energy out.
You fucking serious?
Yes.
It
Jesus
hurts.
Christ.
Please do something about it.
I'm gonna cry. You made me cry.
I believe that does it for your turn. So
That's all three of them.
Kimana.
Okay.
There's no crying war.
I'm
There's not the crying
am
war.
going to stride over to the void portal and try to shut it down.
Go for it.
I would have passed everything I learned on to everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Button for me or
What skill would you like to use?
religion?
Religion? There's a button for you.
Thank you.
No.
Hero point.
Okay.
Ah.
Super no.
It gets bigger.
Shut up!
It eats your hand.
Okay. That's
We TPK.
Let's see, what do I have that right now? We'll go...
Oh, weird.
It gets slightly bigger.
Are you serious?
Do with that what you will. Durgesh,
Can
up to
I-
you.
Am I able to move through this chair and
Yeah.
past this console?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd probably count them as difficult terrain, but I'm not going to be too picky here.
Chairs are incorporeal.
Incorrect.
I'm operating with limited space here and movement.
But full vision,
Right.
unlike most people.
Yep, dark vision. Yes, I shall strike him with my sword.
Lord.
Baby.
Oof.
Stop.
If only I was flanking him.
I could have given you off. I could have given you off guard.
Definitely hurts him as you impact him. He's definitely injured by your blade.
Yeah. I'll swing again.
Stop it!
Oh.
Yeah.
That misses.
Oh.
Dang.
Unfortunately.
That's
So-
my turn.
All right. Can that'll bring us to you.
I was thinking about switching back to my road laser, but it's not really worth it when there's only one target.
Gun.
If I'm able to close the portal, I can give you off guard on him. We'll see.
Well, what can you use to give him off guard?
I have wisp allies.
Okay.
Can I get to this space,
Uh,
or is there nothing there?
I would say you can't stand in this space because the monitor is all there. If you want to sit on this table, though, you absolutely could.
So yeah, let me move there. And Kian just kind of goes, Sturgish. You ready? Are you ready for some flame?
Yeah, do it.
And he's gonna do
They're a
supernova.
blazing couple.
Oh, we're going with the supernova. All right.
Oh!
Wait. Oh.
Are you doing a 15-foot or 30-foot emanation?
15 foot
Okay.
to minimize impact to everybody else.
Yep, so that's going to catch this guy, Durgesh, and Kimana in it.
Don't burn the pop star.
Can't remember what that means.
Durgesh crit succeeds and is unaffected.
I laugh in the flame.
Ah!
Kimana succeeds and will take half damage and be dazzled for a round.
Not so
And
very-
this guy will fail. So he'll take full damage and be blinded for a round.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you hit that little 1d8 fire button, that'll be what rolls the damage. Perfect. Ooh, 7 fire damage. Oh no. Stop
That
it.
was a D8. Oh, I can't read.
Yeah. It's a d8 if he does the 15-foot area, d6 if he does the 30-foot area.
Okay.
And
Reading.
they did
is
errata this, so
important.
Supernova does not cycle your attunement anymore, weirdly enough. I don't know why they made that change, but
Could have made so many better changes to Solarian.
they could have.
I
Like
have
anything to do with the
opinions on-
solar shot.
I have opinions on Solarian.
All right, that's going to bring us back to the Void Portal, and at this point, we got a lot of people who are closer. Thankfully, though, Thinker's just outside of it, so I will need the Fortitude save from Durgesh, Kian, and Kimana here. Durgesh, stop rolling well, Jesus! What the
Go,
hell?
Durgesh.
I'm in my element.
All right, that'll be a success for you, Kian, a failure for you. So full damage to Kimana, half damage to Kian, and the undead will gain temp HP. 3 temp HP for him. And damage to Kimana and Kian.
Not.
Kimana, you, yeah. Kian, you take half damage, so you can undo and hit the little half button. Perfect. There we go.
Little half.
All right. And Amara, that brings us back to you. The top of round 3.
Crit him, kill him, nat 20.
Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Well, I will aim.
Please
Float
don't
him.
nat 20. That'd make me real sad.
Exactly. Oh, I would love to nat 20.
I
Oh!
was about to say, I believe he should also be off guard to you because he is blind.
Oh. So that's a
31 to hit!
and then a
That's
plus
gonna...
1. Let's put precision. Yep, there we go.
You didn't turn on your aim effect.
That's
Darn
just
it.
precision damage, right?
Oh my god, I forgot your gun is fatal.
Uh-huh.
Amara, how would you like to do this? He's absolutely
Um,
pasted.
As I'm running into position, just doing things, I cleanly hit the thing around his waist and explode it. Causing
Okay.
it to just ripping
Yeah.
through.
The that sort of contraption on his chest with the cables attached to it wrapping around him as you're moving about getting the perfect shot. Just one perfectly placed bullet when he suddenly his eyes go dark from everything impacts right there. It immediately ruptures with a violent explosion that devours any flesh this creature had remaining, leaving just sizzling robes and gear left behind on the ground.
And that's how I do it.
Now we do still have to deal with the portal, so Thinker, that's going to bring us to you.
I'm not sustaining the
Okay.
field. First
Sure.
action move here. Field. I don't give a shit. 2 action disable object.
Sure. Do you want occultism or religion?
Cultism's never done me wrong.
Okay, well, I was going to say because I have a
And-
button. It doesn't fucking matter. Jeez. You guys are cracked with the dice rolls. All right, taking your practice from the water portal, you rush forward to this one and immediately feel for that wisp of occult magical energy and just use it to slam the portal shut, causing the void energies to eat themselves until nothing remains. And that ends that.
Teamwork, huh?
Okay, Mana's gonna look around and be like, guys, what's going on here?
What did he say? He said we were all dead?
He said, like, welcome to the end.
I have 4 fingers. Am I still stupefied?
It would go away after a minute.
I touch my
Okay.
book. I put my book on your head. It doesn't do anything, but I just.
It's comforting.
Yeah. He looks at you. I still have 4 fingers. God damn, my head hurts.
I flip to a page on Lashuntan biology. That is the correct amount of fingers you're supposed to have.
Oh, good. Good. I mean, I could have done better with the finger growing, but I'm supposed to have 4 fingers. All right.
You're talking to me. I don't have fingers. What's it like?
Pointy.
Yep.
I take out a pen. I'm making notes. Pointy.
Dexterous, I guess.
I take-
don't know.
I take Cian's hand into my tentacles, and I'm just like feeling his hand, I guess. And I'm writing down a few notes as
Okay.
about
check.
tensile strength and the material of the flesh in his suit and all that stuff.
Wow.
As much
Thinker's just being weird. I'm gonna check this body.
Sure.
Thinker does this often. This is not unusual for Thinker, but react how you would like.
And I assume the feeling of it as you take it into it, it's like you're giving like finger stretches, like you're
Yeah.
just pulling at the fingers or
I'm like,
or
it's
that.
not enough. Nothing I do hurts.
And then he comes out of the stupefy and he's like, oh shit.
Dirk, I should give you a
All
perception
right,
check.
you good? Are you good?
I'm fine.
I
You
don't
were
think
just.
was.
I have not had the chance to really investigate fingers as much, so.
For reference,
Ah.
I do have a light that I can come around and... Actually, we should all have a light if we all have comments.
I don't use light.
I don't think I have a
Because it
light.
gets me notice.
If you put a in your inventory, if you set a comm unit into your hand, then it'll give you a toggle on your action sheet for comm unit lit.
Oh shit.
Does Kian's solar weapon emit light?
It does not emit enough light to actually provide light for anyone. It's a very soft glow around it, but it wouldn't provide any sort of visibility.
Oh, okay.
Durgesh, were you going to give me a perception check for the body?
Yes. Someone else should probably check his pockets too.
I mean, he didn't have necessarily much on him. His robe also doubles as a set of microcord armor that you can take for yourselves if you want. He does have a religious symbol of Triune on him as well, easily recognizable. And the effect you slash through yourself, Durgesh, he does have a commercial force field that is attached to his armor as an upgrade right now.
That would be fun.
So, Amara and Kimana, taking a look around, nothing else really stands out to you as out of the ordinary in this space. You could check the computers if you wanted to, but other than that, the place is pretty empty.
Yeah. Do the computers seem like they can turn on?
They're all on right now. Most of them are blaring out warnings about, radiation hazards, depressurizations, various other emergencies.
Thinker or Amara, can you check these computers, see if they can tell us about anything else alive in here?
I'll hop on that.
Sure.
I'll help.
Amara, can you help me out?
All right, so Amara aiding Thinker. Go ahead and take your +1. That's a fun little aid animation. Okay. Combing through the main console, a couple things you're able to pick up. First and foremost, navigation records. The ship was heading to Absalom Station from Alluvion, which is a city in the Drift, the capital of Triune's faith. You know that. The other interesting thing you're able to pick up is the final log of the captain of this ship, seemingly.
Do we have a picture of the captain? Was it that thing?
But alive.
Yeah, you don't look like that no more.
Maybe the void opening turned him into that thing. Poor guy.
It's up to you if you would like to read the log or if you would like to remain in blissful ignorance.
I will read it to myself. I will not read it out loud, especially not with Kim right next to me.
I'll look over your shoulder.
Okay.
I will not hide what I am doing, but I will not read it out loud.
Sure.
Nor will I notify the team what I am that I have found a log.
I will describe it out loud, knowing that it is just the two of you reading it at this moment in time. The final log of the captain reads, "I am Jordan Ban. This is my personal log. Alluvion is behind me now. Absalom Station ahead. Now all I can do is wait and hope I arrive in time. For centuries we've labored in secret, visiting sites where the signal manifested. We found the hidden code Triune left there. We deciphered it. We thought we were doing as Triune intended. I was proud to call myself one of them, one of the architects. Others amongst the architects were tasked with assembling this second signal, so it was only recently, as we hurried to our conclusion, that I got a chance to inspect the new code for myself. I discovered a flaw in it. Naturally, I brought this to the Sovereign Trinity's attention. After all, they are a person of science, but they dismissed me out of hand. Desperately, I've turned to others. None of them listened, and in that moment I realized our hubris. In our eagerness to please Triune, we lost sight of the facts. The architects are about to destroy everything Triune itself created. There are too many of them for me to stop, but if I can reach the Starstone, perhaps I can warn the galaxy. If I can save the lives of anyone about to be caught in this disaster, it will have been worth it." And that's where the log ends.
Architects, is that a sect of the Triune faith?
It could be. It's not a term you're familiar with.
You find anything?
Well, I thought of going Triune, but no, I had to choose the 5-foot status bonus of speed.
I'm gonna look at Amara, who read this with me.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know when you're looking at someone?
It doesn't.
It's all about the
I
jiggle.
don't like move. I don't like my body doesn't move. But like, it's the feeling of eyes on you. It's height. It's a much more heightened feeling. But like, it's not so much that I have eyes. It's more that you can feel my eyes on you.
It's all about that jellyfish jiggle.
Blub, blub.
How it wobbles.
Do.
Greatest quality, it's wiggles.
Wow. Starstone?
He says
Yeah, oh yeah, what about that Starstone?
He says
Who
it's a
knows about the
disaster.
star?
Does that mean this
Would
is
that be
happening to
recall
a lot of other
knowledge?
people?
Yeah,
Come on,
can I recall?
something.
Oh no, it's fine. But
Kamada was saying, yeah.
just
I
wondering
think-
if it happened to a lot of other people.
I think it happened to everyone.
Thinker's flipping through his notebook as fast as they can.
The Starstone reactor doesn't require a recall knowledge, really. That's
Okay.
easy enough
Oh,
to know.
Starstone reactor.
Yeah, they're talking about the Starstone, the reactor in
okay.
Absalom Station that acts as a hardpoint drift beacon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to
Everyone
have
knows
something to
about
do with
that.
the drift then. We got. Wait a minute.
Can I use my drift lore to figure out more on that?
You
Can I try to?
try?
Can I try to aid? I don't have drift lore myself, but can I aid?
You can aid using religion if you'd like.
Okay. Oh my god!
No bonus to you, unfortunately.
I'm gonna recall knowledge that. Oh. Never mind.
Were you trying to say you were going to hero point it?
Yes.
Go for it.
Oh.
I'll keep in mind it.
No, it doesn't.
Funny. Okay.
Don't laugh at me. I'm just a poor jellyfish.
Nothing really clicks for you, Amara. I mean, the wording is what it is. They mentioned that these architects were assembling a second signal, and there's something about hubris. They're about to destroy everything Triune itself created. Hidden code left by Triune where the signal manifested. They were trying to do something with the drift involved, but you don't have enough information. You can make whatever assumptions you'd like, though.
Flipping through my book, is it known if the signal created the drift, or the signal just
That is
allowed
unknown.
us access?
The signal told people about the drift and contained the technology of the drift engine in it.
Yeah.
No
Okay,
one.
but we don't know
That's
if
one of the big sort of mysteries that people debate is whether Triune created the drift, found it.
Yeah. Which one
revealed
came
it.
first? The drift
Right.
or Triune?
No one knows.
It's even pre-gap. She wasn't a thing.
That is correct. She came about at the end of the gap. It came about at the end of the gap, I suppose I should say.
Sorry.
But with this bit of knowledge on hand, the captain of this ship deceased permanently, ? But your ship's still on the edge of a major solar storm and in need of repairs. That's where we're going to end our session for tonight.
Ooh.
Thank you all so much for playing. I hope you enjoyed.
Starfinder, baby.
Starfinder. This is a really fun addition.
Welcome to the
Catwoman in
Drift
space.
Crisis.